And text reveals Spurs' private outreach to the Austin mayor as Bexar County residents prepare to vote on funding for a new arena downtown. A Spurs spokesperson downplays communications between the team and Austin Mayor Kirk Watson, saying they are not relocation related. And Russell Westbrook is back. He's with the Sacramento Kings.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday out there. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Very happy to have you joining us on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I'm Joe Reinagel, and Jason Minix, well, he's back today.
I am back, and I tell you, on this hump day Wednesday and having a good time, Wreck-It Joshua tweeted us a little while ago, about 20 minutes ago, about a great hump day, and there's pictures of turtles at the zoo.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Now, what I don't understand is, everybody wants to post animals having sex at the zoo. The animals are doing what they do, right? They don't care if people are watching.
No, they don't give a damn. And that male turtle doesn't give a damn.
No,
It's like his time to go. I don't know the mating habits of animals, but it doesn't seem like October is the time that they would do that. I mean, isn't it in the springtime when they get after each other, or maybe it's now and they're having babies in the spring? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there are times where you are just looking to reproduce, and then other times you're just looking to have a good time.
Well, maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that turtle was just a little frisky today.
I mean, weather is a little bit cooler. Why not? I don't know. Although
there's a new chick in town.
Spicy and naked.
just keep your shell on.
Yes. It's always advisable, kids. Hey, wait a second. Is that a new shirt? Is that a new Cowboys shirt you got on?
No.
All right. I haven't seen that.
I've worn this one many times.
Shirts do you have?
A bunch.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I think you said that the last time I wore it.
I may have.
And maybe the time before that.
Could be.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
I'm glad you're keeping track of my closet.
I'm just saying, it's like, wow, it is a Cowboy shirt, but it's different.
Not really. In fact, I think I wore this to a Cowboy game already this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That must have been the one I didn't go to. That's possible.
It is.
The Cowboys, we're going to hear from Brian Schottenheimer coming up a little bit later in the show, but I love how the key word around the Star these days is, we're going to fix it. We're going to change some things. We're going to change some things. We're going to fix it. And so we'll see if they do or not. I'm telling you, that Washington game this Sunday could be, 65-61.
It's going to be a track meet.
It's going to be a track meet.
Although the NFL is a strange creature, is it not?
It is that, yes.
Just when you think you know what's going to happen, it might be a 17-14, 20-16 weird kind of game.
It could, but I wouldn't bet on it. I would not bet on it. Look, the Cowboys defense, I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a field day. I think Dak Prescott will be able to score points against that Washington defense. I think it's going to be a high-scoring, entertaining football game.
And as well as it should be. And if you're the Cowboys, by design, I'm convinced of this, you expect this game to be in the 30s.
Absolutely.
And the way things have gone this year with how just piss poor that Cowboys defense is, you might need to be in the 40s to give yourself a chance to win.
You may have to be, especially this particular game. Because, look, Washington's coming in off a heartbreaking loss. Cowboys, a heartbreaking loss. And I think both offenses are going to get with it. I just want to see what Schottenheimer and Eberflus do to change things, because that's the key word. We're going to fix it. We're going to change some things. We're going to fix it.
And
We're
all
going to change
this
some things.
help that's on the way.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing. I mean, they need to go find a linebacker, right?
Yeah.
I saw something yesterday. I had a lot of time on my hands, and I'm scrolling through in a question. There was that, 2018, they made that trade for Amari Cooper and went on this great run. What trade could the Cowboys make defensively to do that? I think it's more than one. I don't know that one guy makes that much of a difference right now with this Cowboys defense. Their linebacker play is just awful.
Well, it's bad, and that's part of not being able to stop the run for sure. The secondary's not good. I mean, there's a lot of areas to fix. You'd have to go out and make 3 or 4 trades, I think, to completely fix that defense. It's not good.
Well, see, and you say completely fix. I don't think that you can fix this defense on the fly, but can you make a trade or two? Can we go get a Max Crosby from the Raiders? Sure.
That'd be great.
That doesn't help your linebacker play.
What helps your pass rush? I heard the fellas this morning talking about Trey Hendrickson. Dude, for the Cowboys, Trey Hendrickson makes no sense.
Okay.
None whatsoever. Because you're just basically renting this guy, and you're going to have to pay him. He's 31 already. And so to me, that makes absolutely no sense to go out and get a Trey Hendrickson.
What about a Max Crosby?
Well, Max Crosby would be fantastic. Again, and they've got the money, but it is, and I think at least he would be in your future plans, unlike a Trey Hendrickson. I don't know. Edge rushers. I saw I saw a story today. The Philadelphia Eagles are in the market for an edge rusher.
Sure.
So everybody's looking for an edge rusher.
Sure.
I think that's one of those things I honestly think you've got to hit on in the draft in some form or fashion. Cowboys did that with Micah Parsons. All the teams you're just talking about hit on that through the draft. And I just don't know if that's a guy you can go out and trade for.
Well,
look at Micah. That's a great example. What's Micah done at Green Bay? I know he helps everybody else get better. His stats suck.
Sure. Max Crosby would be great.
He would be.
And I know I'm about to say something and get torched for it, but follow with what I'm saying.
Okay. All right? Go ahead.
Ezaraku is a rising star as an edge rusher.
I agree with that completely.
Fowler's been okay.
Mm-hmm.
Williams has been okay. Nealand has been okay. I would love to add in a Max Crosby and what he can do right now. I'm just looking at Jack Sanborn was awful. I think I might be faster than Jack Sanborn. and then Kenneth Murray has been even worse. Yeah, Kenneth Murray might be the worst player on that Cowboys defense.
Boy, that's saying a lot.
It is, but watching the game last week, right? The James Kidd, that rookie, and Leofau have played well. I don't know why they're not getting more playing time, right? Like Eric Hendricks is still available, is he not? I know that was a Mike Zimmer guy. I don't think he's anywhere. That guy off the couch could do better than what Kenneth Murray is doing right now.
Well, Murray's hurt anyway, so you're not going to have to worry about him this week at least.
Is Murray hurt again? Sanborn is hurt.
Sanborn is hurt.
And that's why Murray had to play so much last week. Although, honestly, just go with 10 and not have them out there. You know what I mean? It's just, can you go find a linebacker? Just somebody decent right now. Anything is going to be better than what you're getting right now.
Well, we were talking yesterday, Pledge and I. We even brought this up to Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. If you're not going to re-sign George Pickens, why don't you dangle him out there and trade him to somebody that might need a wide receiver to get some more draft picks and start thinking about the future?
No, therein lies the question. See, I think Pickens has played well enough to get a contract from Dallas.
Well, and from everybody else.
Typically speaking, you're paying one wide receiver. My general theory is you can go draft another receiver and have that. Once you find that combo, though, you stay with it, right? You stay with it. Jalen Tolbert, solid, but hasn't lived up to his draft expectation. You're not going to re-sign that guy to any kind of big money deal. You've already signed Turpin, But if you still think, if you're Jerry Jones, in a week in which Philadelphia and Washington both lost, so did you. So you gained no ground on a week you could have taken a major step.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like you still have a chance at getting into the postseason, you don't trade away a Pickens for the future. You're trying to figure out, do we make a trade to help this year's team because they believe that this year's team has a chance?
Well, and I'll just let's live in reality for a minute. You know, Jerry's not going to trade Pickens, so that we were just throwing that out there.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. However, I don't think it's going to be up to Jerry when it comes to Pickens. Somebody else is going to offer this man C.D. Lamb money. Jerry's not going to pay him C.D. Lamb money.
He's not.
He's not. So I don't think it's up to Jerry to sign Pickens. I think that's going to be up to Pickens. If he wants to stay in Dallas, or does he want to go be a number one wide receiver? That's the first thing. And if anybody's sitting here today, and I mean this in all sincerity, why would you mortgage the future for this team when this team has no shot at winning anything? They have no shot at winning maybe a playoff game, maybe making the playoffs, but the damn sure not looking at them going to the Super Bowl. So why not get better moving forward?
If you, again, come at it from Jerry Jones' perspective, who just turned 83.
Sure.
With what he's had invested in this team, between his quarterback and his wide receiver, he's not willing to punt this season. And again, I said this the other day, I'm more convinced now that this defense, bad by design, because all the resources are on the offensive side. We're going to just outscore everybody. And that's great when Dak plays a damn near perfect football game, which is asking a lot for any quarterback out there. And if Dak has a bad game, you're not going to win. You're not giving yourself a chance to win. You know, complete opposite, say, down in Houston. Their defense is so damn good that C.J. Stroud can struggle and they still have a chance to win. You know, you look at the Chicago game. Chicago beat Washington. Maybe Chicago's better than we gave them credit for. Cowboys had 4 turnovers in that game, 2 when it really mattered. You know, that one fumble or whatever you call it from Javonte Williams, not really a fumble. He just got the ball stolen from him. You know, changed all the outlook there. But if that offense isn't scoring over 30, they don't have a chance to win. That's by design. But if you're Jerry, and again, not saying that I believe this, but I'm trying to put my mind inside of Jerry's, which is a dangerous place.
That's dangerous,
but
yeah.
he is not going to punt this season saying, I've got no chance at winning this year. Jerry believes in the philosophy, and he has said it way too many times, to whether you agree with it or not. He likes to be hanging around the rim. His words. If you're good enough to be around the rim, maybe you're good enough to get lucky and get to the big game. And that's all Jerry cares about. And this team, as constructed, maybe a trade to help the defense, sure, but they can hang around the rim. And that's all Jerry cares about.
Well, it is. So look at the next 2 games. You got the Commanders this week. You got to travel to Denver next week. Cowboys lose both of those. Just speculating, spitballing. Okay. They lose both of those. Trade deadline's November the 4th. They go and the Cardinals come in and they win that. Does that give Jerry some excitement where he's not going to do anything? Or will he still be a player if that happens? See, all of these scenarios, the schedule gets so much tougher. I mean, it really does. With the Commanders and Broncos, and you have the Cardinals and Raiders, okay. But then the Eagles, the Chiefs, and Minnesota's in that mix. And you got some tough teams. All I'm saying is, I biggest Dallas Cowboy fan in the world, and I know you were a big one. And Jerry believes, he said it yesterday, that they still have a chance. He said that yesterday. But does anybody really believe that? I mean, it's and I'm asking the question. I don't. Now, I'm asking you as a Cowboy fan, do you honestly believe that?
No. And I also know what lies ahead. I know it. So do saw this on PFSN. Toughest schedule, rest of the season. Dallas #1.
Yes.
Followed by Minnesota, and then you get the Eagles, Washington, and Giants just because of the division in which they play. If they've got the toughest schedule, knowing what they have, and again, I always find it silly, but yet we do it. You look at the schedule, you go win-loss, win-loss. The Cowboys have already lost 2 games, in which you probably put in ink as a W when the schedule came out, and that's Chicago and Carolina.
Well, Carolina for sure.
Chicago for sure.
Well, maybe.
I mean, did you really like
in Chicago?
No, when you were going through win loss, oh, they're going to be 10-7. You had both of those. Granted,
I'd have to go back.
They got
and
a
look
tie
at
where
Chicago.
everybody had a loss too.
Well, that's true too. The schedule gets brutal. I mean, it really does get brutal for the Cowboys, with the exception of the Cardinals aren't going to be a pushover. That team has played fairly well, even though they haven't been able to manage to get wins. But that defense is pretty good. I just don't. It's going to be interesting to see. I honestly think Pickens will walk, because I think somebody's going to give him something that's going to be a lot higher than Jerry's going to want to pay for him. And if I'm George Pickens, there's no way I'm signing a deal with the Cowboys unless it is CD Lamb money right now. Why would you? And why would David Mulligetta allow him to do that? So I just don't think Pickens is going to be around a long time. He's going to be a number one wide receiver somewhere else in the NFL. So you got to, and all of that is to me is reality. To Jerry, well, I don't know what Jerry's reality is. That's a whole different thing. We'll ask RJ Ochoa what he thinks when he joins us at the bottom of the hour, blogging the boys. He's always got a theory or two, so we'll ask him what he thinks when he comes up a little bit later. But when we come back, Jason, this is interesting. You sent this to me last night, and look, you can read it any way you want to. We'll do the story, but there's been some emails between the Spurs and officials from the city of Austin, private emails that KSAT has uncovered. What does all of that mean? We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Beautiful weather. It is outstanding, the weather. It's getting a little bit cooler. The mornings have been fantastic. You know what this is? It is perfect golf weather. That's exactly what it is, and you need to get out and enjoy it while we still have the chance before the weather change. And the Golf Club of Texas is the best place to get out and enjoy it. There's a number of reasons why. The golf course is fantastic. They've put a ton of money into that golf course, all to make it pristine and fun for you to go out and enjoy. That's why they've done it, and they've done a great job of it. Then you've got the 10 Cup Bar and Grill out there where you can go and you can have lunch before your round, after your round, whatever you want to do, and the beverages out there, all kinds of beer for you to choose from, any kind of cocktail that you might want to have. The 10 Cup Bar and Grill can get that done for you. Golf Club of Texas, you need to get out there, and you need to do it now while the weather is absolutely fantastic. Best way to do it is go to golfclubtexas.com. Again, that's golfclubtexas.com. That's where the best rates are always online. Make your tee time for this weekend, or if you can't play this weekend, maybe you can play Friday. How about next Monday? Whatever the case may be, Golf Club of Texas is open 7 days a week. It's an outstanding place to go, and you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out for dinner at the 10 Cup or around with your buddies, how about your next tournament out there? That's a good idea. You want to go check them out. Again, golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at 3:25 p.m. The Cowboys are back home after a 2-week road trip, taking on the Washington Commanders. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you?
I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call Select Quote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
Select Quote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Been in a car wreck? Not sure what happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows, because Thomas J. Henry is one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas. You deserve to get compensated for your injuries. You deserve a law firm that can take your case all the way to trial. You deserve justice. So don't settle for less than you deserve. Get Thomas J. Henry on your side. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
At Frost, we go above and beyond with our services, like getting to know our customers by name, offering 24/7 real human phone support, and always keeping a supply of treats for our four-legged friends. You know, the little things. Like when a customer was out of town before a hurricane and their Frost banker drove all the way to Corpus Christi to tie their boat down. We couldn't make that up if we tried. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, with smoked in-house meats, home-style sides, and specials like pork belly burnt ends, and our famous fully loaded chopped baker. The Texas barbecue you love is at Smoky Mo's. Order a Smoky Mo's tailgate pack or create your own. Choose your meats like brisket, turkey, or sausage, and sides kicked up a notch like roasted green corn and bacon cheddar potatoes. Smoky Mo's, with 8 convenient locations. Orders for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBarbecue.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the injury report that A.J. is out. We will carry on talking football. We got Thursday night football, more Spurs action, and oh my goodness, lots of college football. Vic and I are carrying it through. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Very interesting stuff coming down the pike is early voting. Scheduled to get underway next Monday. This coming Monday is when early voting gets started for that Bexar County vote for Props A and B when it pertains to the rodeo and the San Antonio Spurs. Money for a new arena. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. And I got to hand it to our friends at KSAT. They've been all over this stuff. And one more time, Dylan Collier, who I used to work with.
Yeah.
And KSAT stole him away from Ken's 5, but he's one hell of a reporter.
He is, and through an open Records Request Act, was able to uncover lots and lots and lots of communications between Spurs brass and city leaders in Austin, especially the mayor of Austin and a bunch of mayoral staff and Austin city council members. City of Austin, through the open public records request from KSAT, released hundreds of pages of emails and text messages. Now, the Spurs say no big deal.
Now,
I kind of agree with the Spurs here. They play some games in Austin. Not unusual to invite city leaders to these kind of events. But it is building relationships. That's the part that you go, trying to create fans, trying to create those relationships. And that's what the Spurs say. And with what they're doing up there, the events that they were invited to, it all makes sense. And I think Not that public leaders would do anything shady, but I got to believe the Spurs are smart enough, and certainly city council members and whatnot. We all heard about emails all right. They're not putting that on what's available to the open records request, are they?
Well,
they got to be smart enough, right? Because none of the communication suggests anything about moving.
Well, no, and of course not, and they're not going to. But again, I think you hit the nail on the head when you're talking about relationships. And in one of them, it's R.C. Buford, Spurs CEO, emailing the mayor about a unique opportunity to hear from Spurs leaders and players about a burgeoning presence in Austin. Now, they already played 2 games in Austin.
Yep.
Is he talking about, are we going to try to get more? I mean, all of those things, look, it's Austin. And I don't blame the Spurs. They're in business, and there's money in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just good business to have a good relationship with Austin. However, when you start seeing this, and then you've got this vote coming up, and, just kind of put 2 and 2 together. And again, Spurs have not said one word about leaving San Antonio, never have mentioned it. In fact, have always denied that they ever will. But it's business. I mean, it's business. And when you see these, it kind of, perks your ear a little bit, and you want to listen a little closer.
It does make you go, Although, with what KSAT revealed, you're talking about emails to events in 2023, like the deal where Wemby, first got to town. They did that big event at the Arneson River Theater. Same year, Peter J. Holt personally invited Watson to an exclusive after party following one of the team's home games. All of these seem, that makes sense.
Sure.
Right? There's nothing here that would go, uh-oh. I mean, the Spurs are throwing a party in Austin after the game, and you're the mayor, you get invited from Peter J. Holt. That makes all the sense in the world. It's relationship building. But that's the part that is also very concerning, the relationship building, especially if things don't go the Spurs way on this first vote. Now, lots of examples out there and there's one in this case, that article of, first vote happens and it doesn't get worked out. You go back to the drawing board, you come back to the voters with another plan. And that possibly could happen here in San Antonio.
But they go to some dude from the University of Colorado, Denver.
Uh-huh.
What the hell does he know? And all he cites is the election in San Francisco where, they turned down several votes before it was finally awarded. I'm not sure. The article's great, except why do you go to a dude from the University of Colorado, Denver? I'm not sure exactly why they did that or what credentials he has.
Sports economics expert.
Okay.
Let's see, Dylan, Google, sports economics. Oh, here's one.
There's a guy.
Although I
Nobody at UTSA or St. Mary's or UIW? I mean, I don't know.
I would think those people might have a little bit of a bias. So for Dylan Collier to find a guy that probably has no bias to what the hell's going on in San Antonio, you found a guy in Denver who says fans shouldn't panic yet.
That's what he said.
That's what it's written right there. Fans shouldn't panic yet.
Well, he says they're not going to have U-Hauls like the Baltimore Colts did and run off to Indianapolis. Look, I get all of that. And again, am I nervous about it? Maybe a little. And it's just me being nervous because we've got a poll, not us, but somebody's got a poll. Is it the San Antonio Current?
What are you talking about?
With the poll where most people are opposed to this vote.
Michael Carlos from the Current posted on Twitter citing the UT San Antonio Center for Public Opinion Outreach.
Yes.
Different kind of a poll. But
it is a poll.
A polling update.
Yes.
Folks in favor of the new arena, 40%. Those opposed, 46%. Undecided, 14%.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Now, the UT San Antonio Center for Public Opinion Research, conducting this poll. Look, polls can be wrong. They can be all over the place. But that is a poll. I'm just saying it's a poll. It's not as scientific as maybe our polls that we do on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, but it is a poll.
No, our polls are the best.
No, of course they are. But again, that's a little bit alarming. 46% to 40% opposed versus in favor.
The question really is, all right, so you've got double-digit undecided, which to me is very surprising with the outreach that the Spurs are trying to do. And it's you either are or aren't. The idea that unless you choose to go get a hotel room as a San Antonio resident, you aren't paying for this. And even if you do choose to go get a hotel room, you're only throwing in a couple of bucks at the very most. And that's your choice. You're not being forced any kind of taxes with what's being voted on. Yet there are, and I call them cave people, civilians against virtually everything. And there's that group out there. The scary part is those people tend to go to the polls. They will go vote. The people that think, there's no way they're going to lose this. I've got something else to do on Election Day, or what, even with early voting. Voter turnout is going to be the key to this election. More than anything else, it's getting people to the polls, I think, is going to be the biggest factor. If things don't go the way of the Spurs and you see the voter turnout is, then that's why.
October 20th, which is Monday, is when early voting begins. Election Day is on November 4th. If you're for this and you have like-minded people that are for this, take them with you. I mean, get a big group and go vote all together, because if you're for this, we need to get out and vote. And look,
we're for it. And we're not saying if you're against it, don't go. But, there's a sale at HEB.
I don't know. Maybe I'm saying
Wear your Spurs gear when you go if you're against it.
Just go vote. Just go vote and have your voice be heard. And we'll see where this goes. Look, if the majority of the voters turn this thing down, they turn it down, and we'll live with it, and we'll see what happens from there. But I'd like to see this thing pass, and I think a lot of people, including County Judge Peter Sakai, and although he can't say that, I think he'd like to see it done. The rodeo people would like to see it pass.
No, they're all for it,
of course.
And he can say that. And one of the things, while the Spurs, and I see Joshua is commenting right now on our YouTube page, every time a Spur official is asked about committing to staying if the vote does not go their way, they do a really good job of not answering the question. Whether it's R.C. Buford on this show last week, or Peter J. Holt, who I saw do an interview with KSAT, or any of the other ones, sidestep, deflect, and go down a different path.
Well, I think R.C.'s comment was, well, we're just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
On November 4th. So he didn't say one way or the other, and there's been others too. And it's just, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's where it stands right now. And again, props to KSAT for they've really been on top of this story. And I'm trying to be fair to Ken's and Channel 4 as well as Fox, and I haven't really seen anything. KSAT seems to be out there.
Yep.
And if there are other people who are doing it, well, they're doing it. I'm just not seeing it. I hope they are. I hope everybody's doing it. That's for sure. R.J. Ochoa, blogging the boys. What's he got to say about the Cowboys? Probably nothing. Well, we'll hear from him coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's a Wednesday. We got college football tonight. Sam Houston, UTEP. The only way to make that more interesting is if you're playing on underdog. We also have some baseball playoffs, and, of course, the NFL in full swing tomorrow. What are they calling that? The Icy Hot Bowl, Flacco against Favre. It's football season. You want to get in all the action. The best place to do that is at Underdog, where you can make your picks and win money in Texas, and it's easy to do. Pick your favorite players' stats going higher or lower, and stuff like rushing yards, touchdowns, receptions, receiving yards, sacks. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So much fun to play, and it's easy. So download the Underdog app. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The $50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Prepare for a cosmic convergence like no other. SpaceCon 2025, landing in San Antonio October 24th to 26th. Meet legends from across the galaxies. Elizabeth Olsen, Brie Larson, Paul Bettany, Ian McDermott, Karen Gillan, Carrie Ann Moss, David Duchovny, and more. I've been waiting years for this. SpaceCon 2025, the universe is ready for you. Tickets available at SpaceConSA.com.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America. Proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Another episode brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but Prize Picks, well, I'll tell you what, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season. As the basketball season begins, Prize Picks is here for you. And whether you're a football fan, a basketball fan, or any kind of sports fan, there's always the games to be played. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash if you're a Spurs fan. More than Victor all the time. Heck, it only takes about 60 seconds to make your picks, and you can turn those picks into cash. It feels so good being right. I told you about Wemby. Dak's on an MVP kind of run. I like the more thans with Dax all season long. On Prize Pick, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose the Flex Pay, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. Up to 2,000x, no matter your play. Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Presented by Just Spots. Pre-game at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys, well, they blow a game at Carolina, and they got a big one this week at Jerry World against the Washington Commanders. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
Let's talk some Cowboys football with our good friend R.J. Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Frustration is, see, RJ, I got a theory that I think was cemented in the game Sunday. Jerry doesn't give a damn about the defense at all. It's all about Dak Prescott scoring north of 30 points a game. If they can get a stop, they're going to win the game. That's what it is. He doesn't care about the defense at all.
I like the theory. I like that we pronounce cement, but I would go one step farther and say that I also don't think he cares about winning. I think he cares about, Dak, keep putting all these highlights, keep creating B-roll to be on every single NFL discussion. As long as we're scoring a lot of points and we're in these back and forth type of games, as long as it's exciting, that's what matters the most around here. If we win, cool. If the defense gets a stop, awesome. But, the most important thing is, provide a thrill.
Well, I don't know, RJ. I heard Jerry yesterday saying that Cowboys are right there. We're right in this thing. We're right in the mix. And technically, if you look at the standings, he's not wrong. They're right there. They've still got a shot.
Yeah. I suppose that every single guy in America has a shot with Sidney Sweeney, right? Like, technically speaking, looking at the standings type stuff. Look, and they have 2 wins through their first 6 games, and the tie makes this wonky. I understand that, but in all of Dallas Cowboys franchise history, there are 14 teams who had 2 or fewer wins through the first 6 games of their respective seasons. One of them did have a tie, and none of the 14 made the playoffs. Now the division looks gettable, but that's what's frustrating. The frustrating thing is, like, dude, you quit hanging on or quit hanging around for the division to be gettable. Just go take it. Just go be the badass. Just go, do everything that you're supposed to do. You should be killing these fools. Like, really should. You have a quarterback playing the position at the highest possible level right now, and he's out there, like Aragorn with the 4 hobbits from Lord of the Rings, and just really has no chance against all of Mordor's finest warriors. I know you guys fully understood that.
I have no clue what you're talking about. No.
Whatsoever.
None.
Somehow James Pledger can't stand up right now because of those references, and I'm sure there are some people out there like that. I'm not one of them. But I get what you're saying. And what's really more frustrating as a Cowboy fan is now they've got 2 losses to teams that you thought at the beginning of the year were going to be wins.
Yeah, I think we all, performed the practice of, putting games into 3 different categories. There's the easy wins, there's the probable losses, and then there's the ones you got to steal. And you obviously, depending on how many are in each category, sometimes that probably got to steal is you're hoping to go 500 at best. But now you're definitely going to have to steal one of these games against the Chiefs, against the Lions, against the Chargers, against the Vikings if they figure things out. You're going to have to stand taller against the Eagles the second time around. You might have to sweep this Washington team starting with this Sunday and then again on Christmas. And so, it's not just that they're moribund teams. If you had looked at the quarterbacks on the list, obviously, of the Cowboys schedule, and you had said, who were the worst ones on this list back when we saw the whole thing, Caleb Williams and Bryce Young would have been at the very top. And they not only lost to them, but they got absolutely worked. They're getting dominated. They're getting made to be a fool by some of the quarterbacks in the NFL who people think are mid at best. To call it embarrassing is not a strong enough word. This is an indictment against professional football.
Where do you go from that? An indictment against professional football. The good news is there's a quarterback coming into Jerry World this week who's pretty good. So look, this is another game I think the Cowboys would like to jump up and steal, and one you can put in that category that you were talking about. But again, I don't know how they fix the defense. Honestly, it is that bad. You've got guys that are making some money on that defense that aren't playing well. They don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know if that's Matt Eberflus, and I kind of think a large majority of that is him. And we keep hearing from Schottenheimer on Monday, again today. Jerry yesterday that changes are coming and we're gonna make changes. We're gonna play man. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Is any of that gonna help?
I don't think so. I think that you put it well, Joe, in that, look, the significant majority of this falls on Matt Eberflus. Obviously, a lot of blame falls on the front office for not stocking the cupboard properly, particularly to survive the loss of trading away Micah Parsons. But, I mean, some blame has to fall on the players, right? Like you even mentioned, some of them are getting paid some decent coin. You got one dude who the front office has been hyping up as being deserving of some fresh coin in Sam Williams, who's out here, sarcastically quoting tweets that are properly and correctly calling out his level of play against Carolina. So, I mean, I don't put a lot of stock into when people say, like, oh, the Cowboys are 53 brands or whatever, and maybe I'm just getting old now. Right now, they have a group of players who don't seem to care much about this. They're just kind of focused on what they're doing, how life is going, and if they get a stop, if Russell Wilson throws up a horrible pass that Donovan Wilson can intercept, that's great. But, I mean, think about, like, Rico Dowdle, who we all like and we all respect, but none of us would put among the best running backs in the NFL. This man called them out publicly and then dragged it all over them. I mean, and they didn't even seem bothered by it. Like they weren't even mad that he did it. They were just like, okay, that's cool. You got one on us. I mean, Carolina took the ball with 6 minutes and 7 seconds left in the game and never gave it up. The Carolina Panthers, I mean, my word, the Westlaco Panthers could probably do that against these guys right now. I mean, it is embarrassing how little pride they have in what they're going on. And some of that is Eberflus, but I would say that disposition starts at the very top.
It does. And you're right. The good news is Rico's done that 2 weeks in a row, not just against the Cowboys, right?
Well, the other team was Miami.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're professional football players. All of it, and I look at linebacker play. Like, I saw a deal yesterday that kind of went back to the Amari Cooper trade a couple of years ago when Jerry made that move, the Cowboys went on this great run. And the question is one of those Facebook things, what player defensively could they trade to get on a run like that? There's not one, right? I mean, not one player that you could add to this defense right now would make that significant of a difference.
I'll put it this way, Jason. If you, if you had to buy a jersey of a player on defense, whose is it?
None.
I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you had a friend and like, you've had this happen a lot, right? And they're like, hey, Jason, I got to get my kid a jersey, or you're going to a birthday party and they're a Cowboy fan, whatever. And you go to the store, they say, we only have defensive players, right? It's kind of like in Turbo Man when all they have is booster available. I mean, like, Trayvon Diggs. In fact, I think the one you're buying is probably DeMarvion Overshown.
Bingo.
He's not even playing.
Yeah.
Like, so that the fact that, like, the best dude on the team is not. And look, I'm rooting like hell for DeMarvion Overshown.
Actually, I'd buy a Hooker jersey just because.
Well, I mean, to each their own. But I mean, so I'm rooting
at least have
for
some fun.
DeMarvion Overshown.
But
like, the entire hope of this defense is resting on a guy who's trying to come back quickly from a torn MCL, ACL, and PCL. Like, it's absurd to count on this man this much. I mean, it's embarrassing because some of these players have played well in the past. And I don't know, maybe we'll get like some 6,000 Mina Kimes expose in the offseason about how they all quit after the Micah trade, how they all realize and recognize that this season was going nowhere. But I mean, it's a damn shame because the offense is trying like hell and fighting like hell and just kind of doing so with one arm time behind their back.
So just so I'm clear, and my feelings about Micah Parsons leaving, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
I don't know your question, Joe, but I know I'm going to agree with you.
Well,
really
you probably even if Micah Parsons was on this defense, they would still not be that good.
I completely agree with you, but that goes to the Overshown point, right? Because if they had paid Micah, what would they have said in situations like this? Jerry would be on the fan saying like, well, hey, the way – how many times has Jerry told us that Dak Prescott is the highest paid player in the NFL?
Every time he talks about him.
And they would be putting all of that blame on Micah. They would be saying, we paid him all. And some of that argument is fair, right? Like when you pay a guy a lot of money, you expect him to play very well. this is the ultimate team game. And so I find that argument to be hilarious, that Jerry and Steven will be like, yeah, well, I mean, we would still suck with Micah on this team. Like, they effectively tell you guys that and tell the fans that and tell everybody that. Who was in charge of that? You know, who built the team even with Micah, you know, in mind the way that they did? So this idea that, you know, they deserve some grace because they would suck even if Micah was there is foolish in my mind. They have no semblance of a plan. And that's why the worst possible thing they could do, I know we're getting close to this time of year, is have some sort of cope trade, some sort of mirage trade, another Jonathan Mingo to try to, you know, instill some sense of excitement right now because they're going nowhere. They will probably win somewhere between 7 and 9 games before this thing is over because the offense is that good. But you would just be, you know, contaminating and damaging the future, continually robbing Peter to pay Paul by making a trade for this season.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. A serious question because I don't truly know the answer. Maybe you do. Was Eberflus a Schottenheimer hire or a Jerry hire disguised as Schotty hiring him for his staff?
I can't verify that, to be clear, just to say that at the beginning, but I think it was more of your second, you know, phrasing, but not even disguised. You know, Matt Eberflus is very close with the Jones family.
Yep.
I wrote about this on Sunday. He was on Ed Werder and Matt Mosley's podcast after being hired, and he was asked, you know, why did you come back to the Cowboys? Ed Werder either, you know, knows this or was being kind and said that Matt had other offers. And Matt said, well, first of all, the Jones family. And talked about his respect for the Joneses, cool, whatever. He said, I didn't even know who the head coach was going to be. You know, he said everyone was interviewing everyone at that time. So, I mean, like, they've done this to everyone. They did this to McCarthy, right? Like,
well, sure. And my question, though, is once you kind of figure out what the answer there is, because I know other staff positions, other people in the building, and Schottenheimer have talked about how thorough he was in the interview process and putting together a staff. Now, as head coach, how much authority does he have over Eberflus to try to force some of the changes we keep hearing about yet not seeing on Sundays?
Probably not a ton. I mean, because this is Jason Witten leaving the Monday Night Booth to come back to play. How much authority do you have over somebody like that in the building, right? When they have the year of ownership, not just any ownership, but the most powerful in the NFL. So in a vacuum, it makes sense, right? In a vacuum, particularly because Brian is the offensive play caller, it makes sense to say this guy's been a head coach. He knows how to lead a group. Let me just kind of like Dan Quinn, have him be the head coach of the defense. But that is sound logic and theory, and I was very high on the Matt Eberflus thing. Even I looked like crazy on Sunday to find it, but I can swear that I heard somebody say on the fan that Eberflus would have been the DC even if Kellen Moore had gotten the job, which would corroborate the idea again that it was a Jones hire. But and what's going to happen is we're going to get that story in the offseason when they fire Matt Eberflus, and Brian's going to get to hire his guy. And that guy's going to come in and save the defense, and by then the offense won't be awesome anymore, and they'll be blaming Brian and the offense, and the defense will be carrying them the way Dan Quinn was. I mean, it's the weirdest addiction in the world that these dudes have relative to drama.
Okay, RJ, I can't speak for you because I don't know how you felt, but every Cowboy fan that listens to this program applauded, stood up and cheered when Matt Eberflus was hired as the defensive coordinator. So, I mean, everybody was thrilled with that hire. So the fact that it's not working out thus far and, you know, we want to blame Jerry or Schotty or whomever, Cowboy fans loved it when Eberflus was hired as DC.
I think multiple things can be true, and I'll speak for only myself, not every listener of this show, although I love each of them dearly. I was hired, and I stand by that because he was very reliable on the Cowboys staff when he was their linebackers coach and effectively their defensive coordinator, a title they would not give him because they insisted on Rod Marinelli holding it in some sort of ghost title sense. So I was very excited about that. An entirely separate thing is that the man is insistent on running a defense that is not working. He has shown no willingness to adapt. It isn't a matter of, man, he sucks and I knew this all along. It's a matter of, dude, we believed in you and you're kind of upsetting us because you're not willing to change. Some other additional context is that he had his best player traded away from him a week before the season began. That's some grace that we should give him. But additional context is that one of the staffers who Brian Schottenheimer was able to go pick and choose on his own, Clayton Adams, an offensive coordinator, and Connor Riley, an offensive line coach, they have made lemonade. They have had injuries. They have dealt with absences in a way that Matt Eberflus hasn't. And why? How have they been able to do that? It's because they're malleable enough to say, okay, we want to try this, but our scheme plan, it isn't going to work right now with the talent we have. Let's coach to the talent. And that's something that Matt is right now too stubborn to do, and that's why people are criticizing.
Well, I agree with that completely.
Yep.
And I watch the games, and it's just like the same defense rolling out there every single time, even though it's not successful. So on that, RJ, we agree.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I've always known you to be a bright and charming and handsome man, Joe, so I'm glad to see all three of those qualities are on display today.
Well, thank you, RJ.
3.5 years. 3.5 years, and I think we finally have an agreement between you two.
It took Matt Eberflus to unite us. You know what I mean? You think about all the things that Matt did, and that's the thing. Like, to Joe's point, we shouldn't just pick something that we weren't mad at and now we're mad about it. That is dumb and that is silly, and that's why something I'm mad about today. I know we're out of time, but they didn't extend George Pickens. I was against that trade from the very beginning. I told y'all. But the moment they made the trade, I said, fine, I wouldn't have done this, but extend him now. It's ridiculous to go into this whole thing with him in a contract year. Imagine if they had. I mean, obviously we couldn't have foreseen this and missing time and all this stuff, but imagine if they had. Now they're set up for the same crap that has hung over them for the last half decade.
I don't think it's Pickens, though. I mean, it's Pickens. Pickens, why would he wants CeeDee Lamb money?
Okay, Joe, see, that is going to ruin the day for us because I see the take from people.
We should have stopped. Go ahead, RJ.
When people are like, oh, well, George has said he wants to wait and blah, blah. You guys are so gullible and so naive. You really think that if the Cowboys had approached George Pickens the moment they acquired him with a fair market deal, and it is higher than CD, to your point, Jason, that's the way the world works. I'm sorry about that. If you want a lot of talented players on your team, that's what it's going to cost. Do we really think that George would have been, nah, I don't need $36 million per year. I'll wait. I mean, we don't know that answer. I will admit, but the likelihood of him saying no is incredibly low in my mind.
Well, the $36 million, yeah, but is Jerry not going to offer him $36 million?
That's the way this goes, man.
I'm just saying.
But it will be more than that now because they waited. It will be more than that because they waited and because the unfortunate twist of circumstance allowed for him to put together the season he's putting together. So now what was already going to be a very difficult number to make peace with in 36 could be 37, could be 38. It could be 40 if they let somebody else get to the apple before they do, which is par for the course for them. So, I mean, if this season does anything besides waste a brilliant year from Dak Prescott, I hope it teaches them these types of lessons. But it won't. They'll tag him. They'll call it a placeholder, and they'll drag this out. And, I'll get more gray hairs by the time 2026 rolls around.
Well, I hope you enjoy George Pickens in a New England Patriots jersey because that's where he's going to be next year.
Wow. I'm cool with that. I got no beef with it.
I'm just saying. I think it's more up to Pickens. He wants number one wide receiver money.
Picks you'll get.
And he's not gonna take less than CD. And I don't think Jerry's gonna offer him more than that.
Then why draft anyone, Joe? Why sign anyone? I mean, why?
I'm talking about George Pickens. He's playing for a contract, and he wants a big contract. He doesn't want to be second fiddle to CD Lamb. He's a number one guy in his mind.
Someday Tyler Booker is going to want more than Tyler Smith if he's good. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Say, no, sorry, we reached our limit a long time ago.
You're missing the whole point. My point is George Pickens wants to be a number one guy somewhere and
then why didn't you trade for him?
Well, I don't know. You can ask Jerry that because he thought that was the piece. I guess I don't know, but I think George Pickens is going to want CeeDee Lamb north of that, and Jerry's not going to pay that, nor should he.
Poor victim, Jerry Jones, according to Joe Reinigle.
That's nothing to do with Jerry being a victim. It's just you're not going to pay him more than CeeDee Lamb.
RJ Ochoa, we're out of time, my friend. Bloggingtheboys.com. Read them there. Watch them there. Follow them on Twitter at RJ Ochoa. Appreciate it, man. Take the blood pressure medicine. You'll be good.
See ya.
All right. RJ Ochoa on the Buyers Barricades guest line where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. You all right?
I'm great. It's fun. Pickens is not a stupid man, nor is David Mulligetta.
Yeah.
And he's not going to let Pickens sign for $30 million when he can get 40 some odd somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's just not going to do it. All right, what are we talking about? Brian Schottenheimer, speaking of the Cowboys.
Here we go.
We'll do that in a minute, but I'm in good shape. I'm in great shape.
I mean, you donated blood today, man. The color in your face is changing.
Am I pale?
Yeah.
All right.
You all right?
You ever thought about being a handyman, Minix?
Didn't until I read this article.
Well, you should, and there's a good reason to become one now. We'll tell you what it is when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom just waiting for your logo. And he's got all the popular cap brands like the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America in stock. You need t-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. Need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a dress shirt, fishing shirt, any kind of shirt. Sam's got all the big name brands, North Face, Under Armour, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. He now has a full line of Tommy Bahama as well. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, about a mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
What's the best way to refresh your fall wardrobe? Easy. Just come into your local Macy's and meet with one of our free personal stylists. They're experts who can help you find the latest trends, like flowy dresses, textural layers, and fall boots. Curate and style them in a way that's perfect for you. Even better, get an extra 20% off purchases at your first session. So book your free appointment today in store or at Macy's.com/personal stylist. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesome, TIX.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
That investigative reporter Dylan Collier emails and texts reveal Spurs' private outreach to the Austin mayor as Bexar County residents prepare to vote on funding for a new arena downtown. Spurs spokesperson downplays the communications between the team and Austin Mayor Kirk Watson, saying they're not relocation related. Sacramento Kings added 9-time All-Star Russell Westbrook. He's going to return for an 18th season in the NBA.
SportsCenter brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylow.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a great Wednesday afternoon out there, however you're spending it. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and we better get right to the headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
This first story is perfect for Hump Day, and it literally just got sent to us from a listener.
Uh-huh.
And I'm almost afraid to ask her if she's one that ordered this, although knowing her...
I would say yes.
Yes.
Lots of them.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian's Skims launches most controversial underwear ever. Faux pubic hair thong.
Uh-huh. Now this looks like one of those.
Careful.
Back in the day, back in my day when Halloween costumes were not very good, like an Indian outfit kind of thing that you'd wear other than your nether regions.
It's basically a pubic hair wig.
Yes.
It sold out just hours after launch. There's video of them there. You guys could Google this. They're $32, by the way.
For one.
For one.
Wow.
And if you look at the website, there's a wait list.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting, is it not? I mean,
you go back to, when we were kids and razors weren't a thing. Porn back in the day on Betamax.
Well, I like porn. I don't remember any of that, Minix.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, stop.
I have no clue what you're talking about. But my question is...
Remember Debbie Does Dallas.
When you see that... Well, they liked it furry back then, I guess. When I'm looking at that story, what's the purpose of it? Is the purpose so you can walk around in your thong and people think you're naked?
Maybe.
Or
although if you're walking around in a thong, well, I don't know what the purpose of this is.
I have no clue what the purpose of that is.
Maybe warmth. I don't know. But Kardashian has sold out of these things, and there's a wait list.
Well, I guess it's Kim Kardashian. There's some things that she puts out, or a Taylor Swift, that people are just going to buy just to buy it. Right? I mean, this is the latest from Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Look at this. Ooh.
No.
Pubic hair thongs.
Now on the main stage.
Yes.
Oh, what's going on there?
Holy cow.
Right? I mean, speaking of, All-Stars is going to turn into a bakery.
Dude, is that nuts? So to speak. Now, when I saw this story, it was a local story, and I'm looking at this. I guess this bakery paid like $1.2 million for this building.
Okay.
That used to be All Stars, and it's a famous bakery. It's a Mexican bakery, and
Out of Houston.
Yeah, out of Houston, and they're big, and they're going to make that into a bakery with I don't know what you call them, the muffins and. Which have nothing to do with All Stars, by the way. I'm just saying
They're gonna. They bought the building and they're gonna spend $1.5 million to give it a makeover.
Right. So it's going to be, and if you'll look at the what are those things called? They're called panderias, right?
Sure.
So it's going to become the Buc-ee's of panderias. That's what they want to make it. So if you've been to All Stars,
so Buc-ee's mascot's a beaver, huh?
If you've been to All Stars,
what is the mascot for this bakery?
I can't wait to see what the building's going to look like. I mean,
you're going to go in and see if it looks familiar?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Is the VIP lounge? You get extra donuts in there?
Maybe they're
sprinkles.
Maybe they're better donuts. I think it's going to be kind of cool. I want to see this. That place was open apparently for 30 years.
All Stars?
Was it that long? That's what this
quit going and they went out of business.
Yeah,
son of a biscuit.
No, Dennis Rodman quit going and they went out of business.
Yeah, that was in the early 90s. Stop.
Yeah, that was an interesting story, though.
Mm-hmm. You're not much of a handyman.
No.
Neither am I. Although there's an article about a young handyman who has got a sugar mama. You hear about sugar daddies all the time, but now you got a guy that can fix things and started with the leaky faucet, and now his finances are all taken care of.
I think there were more than one leaky faucet. It's a 44-year-old woman, and the maintenance dude's 28.
Mm-hmm.
She says she spoils him because it makes her feel good to see him get excited and happy about the things I get him. I don't expect him to match me dollar to dollar at all, she wrote. Well, I hope not. The latest gift she bought this guy was a $20,000 motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
20 grand motorcycle, and he's deciding whether he wants to take it or not.
Take it, dude.
Absolutely take it. But it's kind of luck of the draw. You think when he got that call that morning, it was going to turn into this? But I got to go fix a faucet at this lady's house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, she's sprinkling him with gifts. And who knows what else?
I think we know.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure he takes care of, I would think he would take care of her as well.
I mean, it kind of feels that way, but he went to Reddit to ask what should he do.
Dude, then he's a moron. Dude, what you should do is keep fixing things and collect the prizes.
Yeah, yeah, she's breaking stuff.
I'm just saying.
I mean, she's coming up with projects that she didn't know she needed done.
I mean, when I was 28 years old, I was still not a handyman then. But I would have learned to become one.
YouTube.
Are you kidding? YouTube wasn't around when I was 28.
I'm curious. There's no photo of her, and I wonder how much that's factoring into his decision making.
I mean, the guy he's 28. He can walk whenever he wants. I mean, they're not married.
No.
There's no contract. So just keep going until you get tired of it, and you can move on.
Get tired of it.
Everybody gets tired of it, okay? I'm just saying.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. There's a saying.
You've stayed in a haunted hotel recently, didn't you?
Well, not recently. Back when I was in Ken's, myself and Bill Taylor spent the night in that.
No, I thought you were just you and Maggie at a place in Nashville. That was haunted.
That haunted hotel. Yeah. We did. Well, she said it was. I was passed out, so I didn't hear anything. We were in Nashville.
Nashville wins again.
We were in Nashville. So.
How does Nashville beat you and not Maggie?
Maggie's more responsible than I am. That's why. I mean, that's just
this is true.
Much more responsible than I am. Yes. This story is bizarre because it involves a Dodgers star. They're staying in Milwaukee, obviously, and it's the guy's wife is afraid of the hotel, and she doesn't want to stay where the Dodgers are staying because it is said to be haunted. And apparently there's some people that have heard some things and lights flickering and stuff like that, and so he had to find another hotel.
The hotel is called the Pfister.
Are we talking about All-Stars again? Or what?
No,
oh, wow.
It's the name of the hotel.
Okay, I'm just
the
saying.
very famous haunted hotel.
Oh, okay.
Get your mind out of the
I'm
gutter.
just asking.
And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
The fister. Oh. Now Mookie Betts says he's heard some things. Every noise he said he couldn't sleep, and so apparently this place is haunted.
Yes.
And well, some wives don't like that. Doesn't matter. The Dodgers up 2-0.
Bryce Harper claimed one time in 2013 that his clothes got moved from one side of the room to the other while he was staying there. Dodgers are up 2-0.
Yeah, they are. So is Seattle.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter, haunted or no.
Would you stay at the Fister?
I would stay at the Fister, yes. The hotel we stayed at in Nashville was an old train station.
Yeah.
And they say this one room is haunted, and, of course, Maggie wanted to stay in that room. I didn't give a damn. But apparently this train station brought back guys from World War I.
Mm-hmm.
Girl was out there waiting for her man to return. He didn't get off the train. She thought he had died. So she threw herself in front of a train and killed herself, and he was on the next train.
Oh.
So apparently now she's haunting the hotel there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the legend in a nutshell. I could go on.
Please don't.
That is the legend. Oh, my goodness.
Good Lord.
Brian Schottenheimer did have a press conference today. We've been talking a lot about the Cowboys and how they're going to change things. And that's the battle cry at the Star these days. We're going to fix it, and we're going to change things. I wonder how many times Shotty said that today. We'll find out when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. But it's me. I need to tell you. Yeah, I need to tell you. I need to tell you about Stevens Roofing, my good friends. How could I forget them? My goodness, I love Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, and, well, they're just absolutely the best in the business. They've been in business in San Antonio since 1983. I don't have to tell you, you're not going to stay in business that long if you're not doing the job right and you don't have a bunch of satisfied customers. Stevens Roofing and Solar certainly does that. And I know it's hot outside, but eventually the weather's going to change. You're going to have those northerns come in. They might bring thunderstorms. Who knows? But you know they're going to bring a lot of wind. The point being, you need to get your roof checked out. You need to make sure that it's okay, that it's ready for whatever Mother Nature has to throw at it. So that's when you call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're going to send a team out to your house. They'll do it for free. They'll check your roof and make sure that everything is okay. They want to make sure it's secure and energy efficient and all that good stuff, but they'll let you know if there might be a problem over here, or perhaps it's just that time that you might want to be thinking about a new roof. Either way, get the peace of mind that you know you want and you know you need. Stevens Roofing and Solar, they're the absolute best in the business. Don't put it off any longer. Give them a call, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to SASportsStar.com now and register to win. SASportsStar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, with smoked in-house meats, home-style sides, and specials like pork belly burnt ends, and our famous fully loaded chopped baker. The Texas barbecue you love is at Smoky Mo's. Order a Smoky Mo's tailgate pack or create your own. Choose your meats like brisket, turkey, or sausage, and sides kicked up a notch like roasted green corn and bacon cheddar potatoes. Smoky Mo's, with 8 convenient locations, orders for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBarbecue.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Prepare for a cosmic convergence like no other. SpaceCon 2025, landing in San Antonio October 24th to 26th. Meet legends from across the galaxies. Elizabeth Olsen, Brie Larson, Paul Bettany, Ian McDermott, Karen Gillan, Carrie Ann Moss, David Duchovny, and more. I've been waiting light years for this. SpaceCon 2025. The universe is ready for you. Tickets available at SpaceConSA.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
All right, here's the part of the interview where we've got to be jerks and ask you about the defense.
Yep.
Can
we get that out of the way early next week? After we talk about Travis Kelce's.
We talk about the important stuff first. We like to lube you up and put you in a good mood.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, make your plans now to join us tomorrow out at Cigars International. Thanks to our good friends at Flight by Yingling. We're going to be out there from 2 to 6 at Cigars International, 5630 Landmark Parkway. Of course, getting you ready for a little Thursday night football. Pittsburgh taking on Cincinnati. And, of course, Flight will be there. Beer Santa will be there. He's going to have prizes. He'll have some cold beer. And there'll be cigars all over the place. So it is tomorrow. Make your plans now. Cigars International, 2 to 6. That's where Jason and I will be.
It's going to be fun. I'm sure we'll talk lots of Cowboys and really just how piss poor the defense is. Now, Brian Schottenheimer today, he did his best talking about the defense and about how things can get better.
We're looking at everything, and again, I think, a couple weeks ago was the pass game and the inability to not give up big plays and big passes, and that's gotten better. And then this week we took a step back, I would say, with the run game, but the process doesn't change, and We're looking at everything. We're looking at adjustments that we can make and things that we can tweak to make it better. We're looking at things that we can coach better. We're looking at things that we can do from a personnel standpoint to feature some guys. And whether you win, lose, play well, don't play well, there's always going to be tweaks.
Well, they're going to make it better, so we'll see what happens. And I guess he's right. Remember the first couple of games, especially the Caleb Williams game, the secondary was holy, and not in a good way. And this game, yeah, Rico Dowdle torched him.
I saw Emmanuel Ochoa post a video about just how piss poor the defense is, and I mean, it's so bad it's hard to figure out who's messing up, right? I mean, it really is. They've got so many different issues. Schottenheimer was asked, is it even possible to try to fix these?
We're not going to change. I mean, you're not going to look out there on Sunday afternoon at 3:25 and be like, man, they're playing 3-4. That's not going to happen. There's going to be adjustments based on things that we want to do that we think will help us play better and with more confidence. And then there's going to be things that we do because of the opponent that we're playing, in this case, Washington. But we're not, ripping up the playbook and starting over. We're saying, okay, let's look at our personnel again. Okay, let's look at these first, 6 weeks. What are the areas that we know we need to improve? And you start there. But really, if you try to change everything in a 1 week span or a 2 week span, it's not realistic. So you start with small changes, that 10 to 15%. It's an arbitrary number, it doesn't really matter. And you start there.
And he makes sense. I mean, that's certainly the way to do it. I mean, if I were going to change things, it would be to try and get pressure on the quarterback, which is a dangerous game against this team because of what Jaden Daniels can do with his legs.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is elusive, so if you bring a bunch of pressure on him and he escapes the pocket, well, then he can kill you that way. But still, they've got to do something. And so it's going to be interesting to watch and see exactly what they do.
And again, the defense is what it is. So offensively, they've got to just go out there and score a ton of points. Likely to see CeeDee Lamb return. And if CeeDee's able to play, what changes to the offensive approach will there be?
My focus is the run game. So unless CeeDee wants to dig out safeties all day long, I think, that's the area that we've been focused on, Nick, is, cleaning up the run game. CeeDee's going to play his game. We know that. GP's going to play his game, but I don't say that to be funny. I mean, literally, we have to clean up our run game. We're not going to win many games rushing for 31 yards at 1.6 average, and that's been the big focus. And, again, CeeDee helps that because we might get a little bit more shell coverage and things like that. But our main focus as an offensive staff, along with putting together a hell of a game plan, has been looking at the run game issues, and because we're getting ready to play a team that knows how to run the football. So I think they're first in the league in rushing, talking about Washington, of course, and we're clearly way better than we were running the football offensively last week.
There's no question. And it fixed the running game. I know they had a hard time against Carolina, but that defense is pretty good against the run. And I'm talking about the Panthers. So I don't see much problem with the run game. I think they'll get back on track pretty easily, and they should get back on track against this Washington defense.
Now, the question is, CeeDee's been out because, well, he got hurt in the run game. And he's been a dynamic person in that run game. And Shotty was asked today, did you throw that play that CeeDee got hurt in out the window?
No, yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll start the game with it. But, no, like I said, I have no problem with that call. Injuries, you hate to see them happen, but they happen. And, yeah, we'll still use him in a multiple spots.
Well, I hate to hear that. I honestly hate to hear that.
Exploding.
Well, yeah, it kind of is. Because if they run CeeDee Lamb up the middle between the tackles like they did when he got hurt, yeah, they get what they deserve. Because he's your best offensive player, other than maybe the quarterback. And so you want to use him like that, use him like that. See what it gets you. That play lost yardage, if I remember.
It did.
Yeah. So you want to use him that way, go ahead. And if everybody's okay with that, good. You okay with it?
No, but again, like when it happened, he runs the ball a lot. That's a part of the offense, and you get the playmakers on your team the ball. And that wasn't a very creative way to do it. Let's line him up in the backfield. It's tailback. Everybody knew he was going to get it.
Yeah.
You can be a little bit more creative.
He
will be a part of the run game. And you know what else is going to be a part of the storyline on Sunday afternoon?
What's that, Jason?
Well, the sun. and the lack of curtains for football games at Jerry World, because it is a 3:25 kickoff, and there will be glare. Happens every year. It's so dumb, but it's there. And, of course, Shoddy was asked about his sun preparations.
Well, I've been here for a little while, and I've heard about it. Hey, look, we really do. I mean, if you guys could see the process and plan that we have in place to figure it out. I mean, we have satellite imaging. We have pictures of the sun when it's coming down, and so there's a big plan and a process. But I think when you look historically at what's happened, it really hasn't affected, many situations. And we plan for it. The opponents plan for it. But at the end of the day, it's something that we're aware of, and it's very beautiful. It's majestic almost when the sun comes through there. So
it really is. It's beautiful.
Yeah, except for when your receivers are looking back and they can't see the ball coming right at you.
Well, let's see. I would the one thing you adjust, right, depending on, I guess, how you win the coin toss. So you want to be going the other way, looking into the sun, driving the offense, so your receivers turn around, and then maybe that's a problem for Prescott. Then, as he's trying to throw the ball.
If the guys are where they need to be, he can do it blindfolded.
There you go.
I don't know. It's been a problem in many games, which is why it becomes an issue. And the fact that they have curtains, they put them up for concerts, they put them up for other events, but not for football games. And the other part of it is because the way they built the stadium, this way instead of that way.
Well, that's Jerry's fault, obviously. Jerry,
look,
you messed up again.
We're just here to help you guys, because they're going to be bitching about it on Sunday afternoon.
Well, you heard Shoddy's got the satellite imagery, and he's probably got a spy outside to make sure that, he can radio in and tell them exactly where that sun is at every particular time. Please, just go play football. We've been dealing with the sun from the beginning of time, playing football. Holy cow. Go play football. I think the only time C.D. Lamb was bitching about it, right?
There's been a bunch of receivers through the beginning of time at that stadium. It's been an issue many times. Hell, it was an issue, remember last year at one of the press conferences, and they put the little shade up to block Mike McCarthy?
Yes.
Right? Because just know it's going to be a storyline on Sunday afternoon.
Well, it might be.
No, it might not. It won't. Might be. It will be.
Let's hope it's not.
It will be.
We'll see what happens. Let's hope it's not, because I can't think of another stupid issue to bitch about than the sun. The sun is the sun. I mean, so they should have built the stadium the other way. Is that what you're saying? Instead of
North,
the way
south,
that it is,
instead
it
of
should have
east,
done
west?
it the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Or put up curtains.
No, you just heard Shoddy. It's beautiful.
What do you
think? It's majestic.
It sounds like he's quoting his boss's wife.
I know. It's fantastic. Shoddy's a company guy.
He is.
He's a company man.
Jerry doesn't want curtains. We're not going to put them up.
That's exactly right.
I mean.
Way to go, Shoddy. Hey, I wonder what the talk is in Austin these days after the Longhorns wrapped up a nice win against one of their biggest rivals in Oklahoma, and Arch Manning had a decent game. Well, Bob Ballou will know the answer to that.
Decent, huh?
KEYE Sports. Yes.
Hard to please,
He
Ryan
joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you know me, you listen to this show enough, you know the Rue Pub is my go-to spot. No better place to go watch any big game, any big event than the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. And it's Wednesday. You got Sam Houston against UTEP tonight. You got some baseball playoffs and steak night. Can't beat the 12-ounce ribeye for $19.95, and that includes your salad and potato. Fantastic. And all the food there at the Rue Pub is incredible. They got the biggest and best wings in town. Love the fried shrimp. About 15 different burgers on the menu. The chicken sandwich, the hot dogs, great appetizers. I'm told the salads are wonderful. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. It's October 15th. That means we are a couple of weeks away from the best Halloween party in San Antonio. Plan now Friday, October 31st, to be at the Rue Pub for their annual Halloween party. It is always the best in town. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Well, Jason, I don't think it's a stretch to say that Arch Manning's probably having a much better week this week than he's had since the football season began. After the Horns beat OU on Saturday, and, well, Arch played a pretty good game. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
And a guy that had a pretty good weekend up there, I would assume, is Bob Ballou from KEYE Television in Austin and host of the Stampede podcast. You always say it's your favorite weekend of the year, Bob Ballou, on the Buyers Barricades guest line. So, kind of like Reinagel, it's pretty good. I'm sure it was just pretty good for you, huh?
It's pretty funny. I went up Thursday morning. I got to MC a lunch with Colt McCoy and Vince Young and Mac Brown.
And dropper.
It kind of kicked off the weekend. I know, right? But it kicked off the weekend, and, I got to hang out with my parents. I saw, a bunch of my best friends. Everything about it was just, it turned out to be a way better Texas OU weekend than I've had in quite some time. So it was pretty fantastic, and obviously the result was exactly what Texas needed. And to see kind of everything come together the way it did, really defensively, I think was the most impressive of everything that happened. OU hadn't run the ball very well this year. Texas completely shut that down. And then John Mateer looked like a quarterback that hadn't played in 17 days. I had I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but I'd kind of gone into the game I'm not sure why we're touting him as a Heisman candidate. I mean, I think he had thrown 4 touchdowns all year. They scored 24 against Michigan and 16 against Auburn. It's not like they were putting up 50 and 5 touchdowns a game. So, I don't know that the result was all that surprising based on kind of who I thought Oklahoma was. But in the end, I think that what Texas did to kind of take the step forward was maybe the bigger part of it. I thought defensively, because that's the unit that we went into this year saying is elite. Florida kind of lit them up. And it was kind of a wake-up call for them, and then to see their performance was exactly what I think Steve Sarkisian and Pete Kwiatkowski and everybody on that defense really wanted to see.
Bob, that brings up an interesting point. I agree with you. The defense was fantastic in that game, but how do you have that big of a difference? Because it didn't look like they could stop anybody at Florida, and then you come into this game against Oklahoma, and they just look like they played against Ohio State. What happened? What was the difference?
I thought defensively against Florida, I thought what happened was they got punched in the mouth. They played, that September schedule was 3 cupcakes and a bye week. It didn't really prepare you to go into SEC play. And I think they just kind of got hit in the mouth, and it kind of stunned them. Like you're a boxer, and you get hit, and you're like, what the hell? I'm supposed to be winning this fight. And then you just keep taking punches, and you're on the road, and nothing's going right. And your offense can't figure things out. And it all just kind of went together. Malik Muhammad missed that Florida game. He comes back with 2 interceptions against Oklahoma. Obviously, if you put Malik Muhammad on Dallas Wilson in that Florida game, maybe things are a little different because of how well Malik's played this year. So there are things that I think you can point to. I think in the end, they just didn't play well against Florida, and they kind of said, hey, this is our challenge. Let's get better. Let's get back to who we are. And they stopped the run, which is the first thing you've got to do. And when you do that, it opens things up for you to do other things defensively. And they were able to get pressure on John Mateer, 5 sacks. Colin Simmons started looking like himself again. Got some really good pressure from Brad Spence and Lance Jackson, probably some guys that Texas fans don't know very well. Brad Spence or fans in general probably don't know very well. Brad transferred in from Arkansas, and he kind of gets it. He understands SEC play. I walked by Lance Jackson. This dude, he's a true freshman. He's a freak. When I walked by him, I was like, that dude's 6'8", easy. And you start getting that edge room is probably the best, certainly on the Texas team, but you look across the country, I mean, that edge room is really good. And when you get Colin Simmons playing like he can play, it opens things up that they can do defensively as well.
Bob Ballou from KEYE Television in Austin, our Longhorn insider here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. After the game with the gold hat, when Arch put that on, it looked more relief than celebration. Yeah. What was different about Arch Manning, especially in the second half?
Yeah, I think, in the first half, the problem for Texas was they made the mistakes that they had been making. So they'd have a little bit of a drive, and then, I think they had 1st and 10 at the Oklahoma 22. They had a holding penalty. Then they had a 6-yard backwards penalty, and all of a sudden you're looking at 3rd and 38. I mean, you're like, what is happening. Their first 3 drives, they had, I think their third downs were 3rd and 9, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 20, or whatever it was. So like they did all the things they had been doing wrong. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't do all those things. Well, they started figuring those things out. And I think when they realized we can run the ball with Quintravian Wisner, that's when things changed. I thought that 37-yard run in the second quarter, it ended up leading to a field goal, but I thought it was bigger for the confidence of that offensive line. Nick Brooks started at left guard as a true freshman. Now, I've said this forever. It's very hard for true freshmen to play college football. It just is. They're not built for it yet. They don't understand the mentality of it yet. Kelvin Banks was an exception to the rule. I mean, he was obviously incredible from the beginning, but Nick Brooks played his 3rd game against Oklahoma, this 3rd game of the year as a true freshman, and he started against Oklahoma, and by the end of the game, they were kind of running behind him. He's a guy that brings attitude, brings a little nastiness. He was running with Quintravian Wisner and kind of like had a big signal for a first down. If they can start figuring some things out to be able to run the ball offensively, that's going to change some things. And the running back room has changed pretty dramatically in the last day. And I know this is something you guys are going to be kind of excited to get into as well. But let me get to Arch first. I just don't want to forget about the running game because there's some things I think we need to talk about there. But for Arch, in the second half, I thought they were able to sustain drives. The throw that he made, they had scored a touchdown, but they got the ball back and they had the ball deep in their end zone. And he rolls out right as he feels the pressure coming. He throws a dot to Parker Livingston on the sideline. It was the best throw he's made all year. I thought it was possibly their play of the year. It got him out of the back of the end zone. They face another 3rd down. He throws a little screen to Quintravian Wisner, who goes 19, made some great moves in the open field, and they end up kicking a field goal on that drive. Those throws are who we think Arch Manning can be. His athletic ability, you saw it on the 29-yard run down the sideline at the end of the game. He was able to do some of the things that he does well, which is getting out of the pocket and making good throws. And I think when he starts to feel more comfortable doing that, that's when we're going to start to see this whole offense take a different turn as they move forward.
Well, look, Bobby, you know this, and everybody listening knows this. You got a good running game. It's a quarterback's best friend. And I think if you've got that and you're running the football well, it keeps you out of those situations that they were in the first half. So you mentioned the running back room, some new things. What's going on with the Texas running backs?
Yeah, so Jarrett Gibson decided to transfer. So he leaves the program yesterday, which is kind of an interesting situation. You know, we talked to Sark 11 days ago as they're heading to Florida. Last year against Florida, Jarrett Gibson ran for 100 yards. He's a Gainesville native. He goes home. He doesn't get a carry. The running game struggled, but he didn't get a carry at all. This week against OU, he gets 1 carry, goes backwards for 3 yards, and he decides he's transferring out. So Jarrett Gibson's out of that room. C.J. Baxter, obviously the health of his hamstring is kind of the key focus for injury front right now. Until they get him back, it's Quintravian Wisner, and then what? You say, what are they going to do there? Well, Christian Clark's coming off the Achilles tear last year. He hasn't been as explosive as probably people thought that he would be. James Simon has looked nice as a freshman. But I'm going to tell you 2 things to look for. Number one, Ryan Niblett, who had the 75-yard punt return. He's been kind of playing running back and wide receiver. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to move him there. But I had someone tell me today, look for Michael Terry, the San Antonio Alamo Heights kid, to move into that running back room from wide receiver. Again, you guys know his athletic, explosive playmaking and what he was able to do in high school. As a true freshman coming in, he's trying to find his niche. They're kind of set in the wide receiver room with the guys they have. This could be, and now again, there are a lot of guys in front of him, and C.J. Baxter coming back would change that a little bit. But there's a chance for him to maybe show, hey, I can be an explosive back in this room. It may not be right away. It's probably not going to be this week or anytime soon. But if they decide to keep him here and they keep him in that room and they like what they see, that could be a path or an avenue for Michael Terry to see the field. So there's some interesting things going on in that room. What ends up happening, obviously, will be development over the next few weeks. I certainly think it'll be Quintravian Wisner and James Simon will be the first 2 guys that will get the ball when they head to Kentucky this week, but it'll be interesting to see how that develops over the next 6-7 weeks.
You know, seeing Michael Terry play a couple of times at Alamo Heights, and again, Ron Ritterman, he's just an incredible athlete. Need him at running back, you need 4 yards on 3rd down, you hand it to Michael Terry, he gets 7 or 70, right? But as a every down running back, I'm not sure. I mean, he's a wide receiver, but he's an incredible athlete. In the passing game, that could certainly be there. But going back to Gibson for a second, because didn't somebody else also leave the team? And is this that time of year where you see guys trying to preserve a year so they could redshirt because they haven't played enough games? How much does that factor into to Gibson, not getting any carries, but also trying to save a year of eligibility by quitting now.
I mean, 100%. That's what this is. Will Stone, who handles kickoffs for Texas, also announced or not announced, but they've taken him off the website as well, so he's transferring out. Both of them played 4 games, which makes the Florida game even more interesting for Jarrett Gibson going back home. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he came into the game on a 3rd and 1, and they had a false start, and it moved him backwards, and then he went back out of the game, and he never played another down. So technically, he didn't play. So he was able to come back and play in the OU game. I'm sure it probably would have happened after Florida in that case, but he had only played 4 games, and Will Stone had only played 4 games, so now they're able to redshirt, and then they can come back wherever they transfer and have that extra year of eligibility wherever they go. Now, that's something we've talked about a bunch. Like, how much will this actually happen? I know there were rumors around DJ Lagway. That was never going to happen, but there were these rumors of like, well, does DJ Lagway redshirt now if Florida's season's in the tank and they're 1-3, and like, does he say that's enough? That didn't end up happening, but that is certainly a concern, a thought, whatever you want to say for coaches now as they get into mid-October. If these guys have only played 4 games, they can certainly come in and say, hey, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to transfer. I don't want to play another down this year.
Wow, which makes it very difficult on a head coach. I mean,
Sure.
it just does.
For depth purposes, yeah.
Well, of course, and Billy Napier's not long for Florida anyway. I mean, we're reading a story today that the deep pockets at Florida want him out of there. So we'll see how much longer he lasts. Road game coming up. They've actually got 2 in a row. This one at Kentucky. Most Texas fans are going to look at this Kentucky game and say, no problem. What do you see in the Wildcats that could give Texas some trouble?
Well, I mean, a bunch of things. I think first and foremost, I don't think we look at Texas and say, oh yeah, they've just solved everything. I mean, like to the point of Arch Manning, he only had 166 yards passing. It's not like he was thrown for 400. They have a lot of questions offensively of can they sustain this? Can they go back on the road again? They haven't been very good on the road this year. I mean, they didn't look good at Florida at all. Obviously, Ohio State, they competed, but the offense had no idea what it was doing. Now they go on the road against a Kentucky team that, yes, they're 2-3. They've been blown out their last 2 SEC games, but those were both on the road. They played one home game, the second game of the year against Ole Miss, who's the 5th-ranked team in the country, and they lost to them 30-23, and they had a chance to win that game. They beat Ole Miss last year in Oxford, which basically cost Ole Miss a chance at the playoff. Texas, a night game on the road in the SEC. I don't care where you go. You gotta bring bring that run game, bring that defense. Like, can they sustain the effort? Can they be consistent? I certainly think they're going to win this game. I think they're the better team. I think everybody knows that. But it's more about the mentality of going on the road in the SEC at night with a team that, listen, Kentucky's going to limit possessions. They're going to run the hell out of the football. They've had a little bit of back and forth at quarterback. Zach Calzada, who was at A&M, was their starter at the beginning of the year. He's back out. A guy they played last year, Cutter Boley's now in. They're trying to figure that part of it out. But I just think this is a team that at home is going to be all fired up to play Texas and give Texas their best shot. Can Texas do to the Kentucky run game what it did to the Oklahoma run game? Because if you can stop that, I think that just changes everything. And especially when you go on the road. And again, when you start looking at that Texas schedule moving forward, this is their easiest game left on the schedule.
Yep.
I mean, it's not even a question. Like, Mississippi State's look good. Arkansas has looked good except for the Notre Dame game. They lost to Tennessee by 3 last week. Like, Bobby Petrino knows what he's doing. He's going to have them at least competing when Arkansas comes to Austin. And then the other games are A&M, Georgia, Vanderbilt. You know those are going to be tough now, which is funny to say about Vanderbilt, right? But you know those are going to be tough. But the other the games you kind of looked at like, oh, okay. I think Texas at 12.5-point favorite. That seems like a lot of points for a team that hasn't really been able to score much this year, hasn't really proven they could do anything offensively, and is going on the road in the SEC where they haven't proven they've won this year. So it's a really interesting test for Texas to see where they are maturity-wise as they go on the road this week.
Well, I just think about that Kentucky defense. They've given up 35 in their last 2 games. Texas better score some points in this one. Arch needs to have a good game in here to make sure that he continues to progress and look like the guy that we expected him to look like. And Kentucky's defense seems willing.
I think the interesting part of that is what in your mind looks good for Arch Manning. Like, I think everybody looks at last week and they go, Arch looked pretty good. Again, only threw for 166 yards, committed no turnovers, which is paramount. I think that's the biggest thing for this offense right now. They cannot turn the ball over. And for everything else that's going on, for them trying to figure out who they are and what's working, what's not working, don't give Kentucky extra possessions. Can Sark be in that same mode of what we've talked about the last few weeks as they try to figure out offensively? Can he punt it on a 4th and 2? Is he okay with kicking a field goal like he did? He trusted Mason Shipley to kick that 56-yard field goal. He just said Mason didn't hit it very well, but I trust him, and that's a big step forward, I think, from where they were last year with Burt Auburn at the end of the year. And so he trusts Mason Shipley to kick a few field goals here and there. If they can do that and use Jack Bomeister to pin Kentucky deep and let that defense go to work, I think that's the formula right now. It's not Arch throwing for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's running the football, letting Arch use his legs a little bit here and there, get 30, 40 yards rushing, and then have those convert on 3rd down like they did against Oklahoma. They entered that game 115th in the country in 3rd down conversions, and they went 10 for 17. That's what wins you games. And so to me, it's all the little things right now. It's not going to, I don't think overnight this is going to become Texas scores 49 in a game. I think this is going to be, they're going to have to grind through some things. If they can score 24 against Kentucky, I think they win the game. And we'll see. I think that's enough with the way this defense is going to play.
Well, Bob, you tell me if I'm wrong. When I'm watching that game, and I'm talking second half specifically, even the first half to some extent, but the second half specifically, I saw a quarterback that looked comfortable and he looked confident. And he was making throws without thinking about it, knowing where his receivers are going to go and knowing that he's got a big arm and can make those throws. And I haven't seen that from him in the other games, but I saw that in the second half of the Oklahoma game.
I totally agree with that. And I think that's the confidence that is developing with Ryan Wingo and Parker Livingston and Emmett Mosley and obviously DeAndre Moore, who's an experienced player. But as he develops those relationships, I think that's going to only help the Texas offense. One of the things Sark pointed out I thought was really interesting. Of those 10 third down conversions, I think 7 of them came on throws, and 2 were to Parker Livingston, 2 were to Ryan Wingo, 2 were to DeAndre Moore, and 1 was to Emmett Mosley or Jack Endries. I can't remember which one, but it tells you they don't have to rely on one guy. They can go different directions across the field when they have a third down conversion they need to get. And I think that's another step for the offense. It's not just, going into the year, we thought Arch Manning and Ryan Wingo is going to be a dynamic combination. It hasn't been. So where does he turn? Well, he's developing the relationship with Wingo. He has one with Livingston. He has one with DeAndre Moore, pretty obviously, and now Emmett Mosley's coming back. You start to get a feel across the board like, hey, I trust all 4 of these guys, and those are the steps they have to take. Because I know everybody wants the dangerous playmaker, the guy that's going to bust one loose. Like, they don't have Jaden Blue. They don't have Matthew Golden. They don't have those guys right now. And until they figure out who that guy is or how to get there, they need to grind through this stuff. But I do agree with you. I think Arch looked way more confident in that second half. And I think converting a few of those third downs really picked up his confidence. And then he was able to play a little bit more of his game.
So the most important question, Bob Ballou, you driving or are they going to fly you down there for this one?
We are actually not going this week or next week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a frustration, but understandable with just the times of where we are and budgets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't be there the next 2 weeks on the road, which obviously is a bummer for us too, because I want to go see Lexington. I want to go see Starkville. Like, I want to be in these places we've never been before.
Well, Bob, you're a pretty boy. You don't want to get up there in Kentucky and Mississippi. Ding, 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 ding.
I've heard the bourbon's decent in Kentucky, so I wouldn't mind getting there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Watch the Stampede so they can raise some money to send Bob Ballou to get some bourbon.
Yes.
There we go. I like hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
I like hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
No Vince this week on the Stampede, just Mac and me. And we actually had a really good conversation about a lot of things. I thought it was really interesting to get Mac Brown's perspective on what happened with James Franklin, what's going on across the country with all these coaches getting fired 4 games in. But the James Franklin part specifically, because again, 16 days ago, they lead Oregon in overtime with a chance to, if they win that game, they're leading Oregon in overtime. If they win that game, who knows where they go. December 31st, they were tied with Notre Dame with the ball with 30 seconds to go to chance to go to the national championship game. And here we are sitting here talking about how he's fired. Like, it's wild how quickly all this works, but that's the business. Sark talked about it on Monday. Mac had some great comments on the Stampede. So I encourage you to listen to both those.
All right.
Good stuff. Bob Ballou, KEYE Television in Austin. Appreciate you, my friend.
Always, guys. Talk to you next week.
Bob Ballou on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Always great perspective there from Bob Ballou. He's he's pretty good.
He is.
And I think that
That's why we have him on.
That podcast drops today, does it not?
Yes.
I think it's on
Yes.
Wednesdays. Yeah.
Yeah.
So check that out. It's going to be
stuff.
good. I'm going to check it out as well. We got a lot more to get into. We're going to talk. We talk Longhorn football. We'll talk Aggie football in the next hour as well. So keep it right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Orthopedics. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Orthopedics, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Orthopedics.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Orthopedics. We fix pain fast.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Car wreck? What happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows you deserve to get compensated for your injuries. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Cancer claims our loved ones every day. When the Byer family lost company founder Perry Byer to cancer, they established Byer Cares. And this October, during Cancer Awareness Month, Byer Boys will donate a portion of all service fees to the American Cancer Society. Please join us in our fundraising goal by visiting BuyerCaresFoundation.com. There's a can in cancer, because together we can beat it.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for. So don't wait. For this free information, call 800-422-8552. 800-422-8552. That's 800-422-8552. Not available in all states. Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things, people, love.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Presented by Just Spots. Pre-game at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer said today that wide receiver C.D. Lamb was very involved in the walkthrough. He is practicing with the team this afternoon. Same with Cavante Turpin and offensive lineman Tyler Booker. They're on track to return for Sunday's game against Washington. Major League Baseball, the Dodgers lead the Milwaukee Brewers 2 games to none. They won last night 5-1. Series shifts to L.A. for Game 3 tomorrow night. Seattle at home tonight against the Blue Jays.
The Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a beautiful hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. I hope you're having a great Wednesday, whatever you're doing. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix. And you having a good hump day, Minix?
Absolutely. And, you know, today's a good day. Tomorrow we're going to be live out at Cigars International. They're off of I-10 with our friends from Flight by Yingling. So it'll be nice to not come into the studio.
It will be. Be nice to get out there and get on the road, see Beer Santa, and
absolutely
all of that good stuff. Drink some Flight by Yingling.
And get ready for some Thursday night football.
Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. They're
what
playing
are they calling
that game.
This the Icy Hot Bowl?
A couple of old dudes playing quarterback. You know, Mike Tomlin got so pissed off, though, or he seemed pissed off about the trade.
Andrew
Cleveland
Berry must
trading
be smarter than me.
Yeah, so I have a feeling that's going to be a better game than a lot of people think it will be.
Well, anytime a team in yellow pants loses, I'm happy.
You're okay with that?
I am. But speaking of yellow pants, did you see what the Chargers are going to wear this weekend?
I did, yes. Yes. They look like bananas.
The Savannah Bananas.
All yellow.
The Chargers are debuting their new Charger Power Threads this Sunday.
Wow.
There was a yellow Power Ranger, wasn't there, Pledge?
There was?
That's why I asked.
There was.
That's why I asked Pledge.
Yeah, well,
Trini.
I don't know.
Who?
Trini.
Trini.
Trini?
Are you glad you asked, Minix?
No. Do you know the names of the other ones?
Boy, that hooker just lifts me every day.
Trini.
Trini.
There's Trini. There was Kimberly, the Pink Ranger.
Okay.
There was Jason David Frank was the white, green. He changed colors a lot.
Okay.
He was like a chameleon.
I know there's a PR lady that we worked with. Her brother is actually the red one.
The red one.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah, Power Ranger.
His name was Jason.
Yeah, he's the red one.
Okay, yeah.
So it's about the knowledge that I have of Power Rangers, but the fact that the Chargers are going to wear these, and
that's a big game for them. Are they playing the Colts?
Yeah.
Wow, so that should be a pretty good game, or could be. But the Chargers, man, they are so banged up. I mean, they really are. But playing at home.
Playing at home against the 5-1 Colts.
Yep. Some good football this weekend.
There are. And look, I mean, you look at the schedule, we've got some really good matchups. Then you look at the lines, and you're trying to figure out, there's lots of decisions to be made this week. That's
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yes. It's going to be a good week. It was a good week last week. Could have been a better week, but it was close to a good week.
Well, close doesn't matter.
Close to a great week, and it turned out to be a good week. But with every Sunday's another opportunity, and it starts tomorrow night. It's going to be an interesting game. It really is, and I'm a big Joe Flacco fan. I'll be honest with you. I hope he just tears the old Aaron Rodgers a new one.
Let's go down this little rabbit hole here. Because I think I just put 2 and 2 together.
Uh-huh.
Not that you have the stones to put a lot of money on Cincinnati, but you like Cincinnati tomorrow. Is it because of Joe Flacco or because of your love or lack thereof of one Aaron Rodgers?
Well, you could say that, but when I'm gambling, I don't take personal feelings.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I've seen you gamble before.
I honestly think Cincinnati is going to win that football game tomorrow.
Win it outright.
Win it outright. I think that they will. I think they're due for a game. Their defense has been playing better. And I just don't know that Pittsburgh is as good as their record indicates at this point in time. On the road in Cincinnati, AFC North rivalry game. And I think it's going to be, I think Cincy gets the best of them. Flacco beats Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Tomlin was really pissed off that they did that, so I think he's scared of Joe Flacco.
Scared?
All right, scared may be a little harsh, but you know what I'm talking about.
Now, I mean, you look at some of the different matchups this weekend. The early window games, I mean, Rams, Jaguars.
No Puka Nacua for the Rams. That's going to hurt.
Mm-hmm. Saints and Bears, somebody's got to win.
Oh, my.
Dolphins, Browns, speaking of somebody's got to win.
Oh, my gosh, what a dog that is.
Raiders, Chiefs.
Now, that
Eagles,
could be a good game.
How?
It's a 12-point spread. I'm just saying. They may cover. Who knows?
Well, and again, the Raiders and Chiefs rivalry game in Kansas City. Eagles, Vikings, yeah. Panthers, Jets. Could the Jets finally get their first win?
Sure, they could, because the Panthers are a different team on the road. They're not near as good outside of Carolina.
Patriots, Titans.
Well, Mike Vrabel's going home. I don't know what kind of homecoming Vrabel will get.
Well, he's going home. I mean, he is home. He just stepped out for a while with Tennessee.
He lived in Nashville.
Donated
for a little
all
while.
of his Titan gear to Goodwill, he said today. I mean, the early games on Sunday kind of, your afternoon games, the Giants Broncos could be interesting. The Colts Chargers, Packers Cardinals, Cowboys Command Skins, Falcons Niners is your Sunday night. Then the 2 Monday night games. See, this is what I hate about having 2 games on Monday night. Monday night is supposed to be that special standalone game. I shouldn't have to choose. And last Monday, I thought, all right, well, I mean, they're staggered by an hour, which isn't near enough. But I thought, well, we got 1 dog game and 1 good game. And turned out both games were great. Tampa Bay, Detroit should be a great game. Texans, Seahawks should be a great game.
Should be.
Both should be standalone.
Texan fans going to have to stay up late on Monday night. That game doesn't kick till 9 o'clock. Dude, that's late, meaning it won't be over until midnight. So Texan fans, you better take a nap on Monday and get ready for that. Look.
So they did give a 3-hour window there. I get it, Pledge. Unlike last week when it was an hour.
Right. No, this is good. And I like because each game stands alone.
Yeah.
Because look, that Tampa Bay-Detroit game, I mean.
That's going to be good.
That should be a really good one. Detroit right now is favored by 5.5 according to ESPN. And Seattle's favored by 3.5 according to ESPN. So The Command Skins are a 1.5-point favorite at Dallas.
Only 1.5.
That's it. Yeah. Look at that over and under is 55.5.
Over.
I would take the over right now.
Over.
Give it to me.
Over.
That game there could be a lot of action happening offensively in that game for sure. Because look, Washington's defense is not all that great. So Dak ought to have a lot of success against the Commanders.
He should.
And their run defense is probably the worst of that defense. And I'm talking about Washington. So Javonte Williams might have a big day. Just trying to help you out here with the totals and the unders and overs and the higher and lowers and all of that good stuff.
My degenerate Uncle Joe.
That's right. And Cincinnati plus 5.5. Lock of the week.
Lock? What?
I'm telling you right now, lock of the week. You scared?
I'm not going to touch that game.
You know,
not with dollars on it. I mean, Joe might be a little lightheaded today. He did donate blood.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
On our Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on SASportsStar.com, I put my money where my mouth is.
Well, there's no money there.
Well, I'm just saying. But, dude, look, money's one thing. Pride is another. And the fact that I'm leading everybody and they hate it, it pisses them off.
Does it?
I want to keep – it does.
Does it?
I hear all the comments all the time.
You hear comments where?
Well, I don't hear them, but I read them.
I mean, you got one person on there that comments about the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge.
And that's enough.
That's enough.
That's all that matters.
It's just chirping from a lady.
Yeah, in case you didn't know and you haven't looked at it lately, yes, I am in the lead and have been since day one.
The Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Get your picks in there at SASportsStar.com because the new week is upon us. Weekly winners get a gift card to a Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. And the good news is Joe can't win.
I can't.
Not that I expect him to still be there in the end, but even if he is, he's ineligible.
I'm ineligible, but that's okay. It's not about prizes in this case. It's about pride. All about pride.
So the second place winner would get the $1,000.
Exactly right. And if you're happy with that,
and then the bitching would be incredible.
I think whoever comes in second and wins the prize ought to take me with them to a concert. That's what I'm thinking.
I've been with you at a concert.
It depends on the concert.
No.
I'm a lot of fun at concerts.
Are you?
Yes. Especially Sam's Burger Joint.
Well, yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, the best part about Joe at a concert, when he is clearly singing the wrong song and blames the band.
Backup singer. Didn't know the words.
You were singing the wrong song.
Dude, he didn't know the words.
You were singing the wrong song.
I was singing it damn well, though.
Yeah, but it was not the song that he was singing.
Well, I don't think he knew what the hell he was singing.
Everybody else there knew what he was singing, and he was singing one song, you were singing another and getting mad at him.
Yes, because, he was wrong.
He thought Wheel in the Sky was Don't Stop Believing.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I probably had a couple of adult beverages
More
by
than
that point in time.
More than a couple.
That was a fun concert, though. I tell you who's having a lot of fun, Minix, is those folks up at College Station.
Yeah, they are.
They're having a lot of fun. The Aggies are playing good football. Mike Elko was on the morning huddle this morning with AJ and Rob, and he talked about those Aggies, what they've done in the past and what they're looking forward to in the future. We're going to hear from the Aggies head coach when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747. Or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at 3:25 p.m. The Cowboys are back home after a 2-week road trip, taking on the Washington Commanders. Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. How about them Cowboys? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening my own coffee shop.
I smell a caffeinated catastrophe.
And I needed menu boards and banners printed.
What you really needed was a reality check.
Staples really came through. They printed menus and signs, even flyers in time for my grand opening.
And that's when the other shoe dropped.
Not quite. I got $125 off my custom print order.
Cha-ching! For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. Ends 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the injury report that A.J. is out. We will carry on talking football. We got Thursday night football, more Spurs action, and oh my goodness, lots of college football. Vic and I are carrying it through. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Aggies got to go on the road, something they're not used to doing much this season. They've been at home forever, haven't they? Seems like they have. They got to go up to Fayetteville, Arkansas to take on those Razorbacks. Not having the best of seasons, but they did give Tennessee all they could handle last week. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. And the Aggies should handle the Razorbacks, but on the road might not be as easy as people think.
The Aggies, quite frankly, are playing like the best team in the SEC.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
They've got to go to Arkansas and act like they are the best team in the SEC. Can they do it? That's the and every Aggie you know, every one of them is just waiting for something not good to happen.
You talking about Rob Thompson?
Yeah, battered Aggie syndrome. And it's not just Rob. It's every Aggie you know, for whatever reason, they can't have nice things.
Right.
How do they deal with success? And Mike Elko on the Morning Huddle this morning talked about how this year's start feels different than in years past.
We'll see. I think obviously we're working really hard. I think we're getting good results on the field. I think we're understanding what it takes week in and week out to prepare the way you need to go out and give yourself a chance to have success. But it's a one-week mentality, and we know there's a lot of football left to be played, and you got to take this thing 1 week at a time. I think the one thing that I will say in reference to some of the fast starts, I'm not sure that a lot of those fast starts had 4 wins over the type of competition that we've played at this point. And so that would be the one thing that I would just put out there for all the BAS guys out there.
BAS guys, battered Aggie syndrome. I'm guessing Rob Thompson asked that question.
Coach Elko knows all about that because you're right. Rob's not the only one that suffers from that. My son-in-law is a big Aggie, graduated from Texas A&M, and he's nervous as hell because he just wants them to be undefeated when they go to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. And he's nervous about this Arkansas game.
Well, again, it's the games where it just feels like an easy dub that bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, ask Longhorn fans. Oh, we're going down to Florida. They're not playing good. What happened? And in A&M, right, the battered Aggie syndrome, which is real, they're also at the point where, like the Florida game, Coach Elko talked about that this morning with the guys. You win the game, and then it ain't pretty enough.
That's
I don't know that for whatever reason we get judged to the same level as other people. Other people get wins, and they're great wins. We get wins, and for some reason they weren't complete games. I think we scored more points against Florida than anybody else has all year. And for some reason, I'm still answering questions about why we didn't score more. That just seems to kind of be media rhetoric these days.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who – it must be people at College Station asking those questions because, look, I think Texas A&M against Florida played a hell of a game. I mean, offensively, Marcel Reed did some things maybe he could have done better, but overall I thought – it was a good performance from them, and I think they're playing decent football. I mean, they're undefeated, and, they look good to me. I'm not sure who's asking those questions.
I mean, can you handle having nice things, right? And I say this as a guy that I'm a Longhorn fan, and I root for the Aggies. The Aggies are playing the best football in the SEC. Hell, after a week ago, I thought Oregon was the best team in the country. They lost.
Mm-hmm.
A&M might be the best team in the country right now, but there's still some questions.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but they're maybe the best team in the SEC.
The SEC, just ask them. They're the best conference. But I think an SEC game against Ohio State would be a hell of a game, but Marcel Reed needs to play 4 quarters of good football, and you still haven't seen it. The Aggies, as good as they've been playing, haven't put together a solid 4-quarter football game. Yet they're still winning the way they are. And to me, that's what you want in your football program and as you go into October. They can't afford to stub their toe, but I was a little surprised that they didn't move up further than 4, knowing how good they have been playing.
Well, again, this is me. The Big Ten's the best conference in football right now. I don't think there's any comparison. The SEC is not as strong as it has been in the past. I think the Big Ten has kind of overtaken them, at least for this year. Having said that, the Aggies are playing good football, but they need to continue. This Arkansas game is scary just because you've got LSU coming up. And you can't let LSU – you can't be looking toward that game when you got to go into Fayetteville this weekend. If you do, it is going to bite you in the behind. So that's what Mike Elko's challenge is this week, I think, is making sure his guys are focused on Arkansas and not looking ahead to LSU.
And then, of course, Aggies that are worried that, with some of these jobs that are coming open, would there be interest, like Penn State? And the boys this morning asked them about any kind of rumors about Penn State.
Not a thing in the world. You're a week away from getting fired or a week away from leaving. Welcome to college football in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that was not a denial or I'll think about it. Look, and he's handling it right. You have to. I wonder if Mike Elko was offered the Penn State job, would he jump? Interesting. And it's not just Elko. There's a lot of coaches out there that if they were offered that job, they would probably jump. It's a hell of a job.
Well, I mean, you're hearing like Marcus Freeman's name.
Yeah, which is bizarre.
Although, I mean, as long as Notre Dame is independent, they have to be damn near perfect to stay in the playoff. Money's probably going to be about the same. You're recruiting kind of the same types, but would Mark? I don't know where Penn State's going to turn. I mean, it's about to get ugly for them as you look at the rest of the schedule. Ooh. And Drew Aller out for the season. What a time. 3 weeks ago, they played Oregon in overtime and lost at home. And now their coach is out.
Well, you can't lose to a winless UCLA team. I mean, that didn't help. And then Northwestern beats you.
Well, sure.
So, I mean, and I think people were looking for an excuse anyway at Penn State. Talking to Jay Paterno yesterday, I mean, the ball started even after that Oregon loss in overtime. People were grumbling, and then, well, they grew a lot louder when they lost to UCLA.
You don't make that decision off of one game. And it makes you wonder in the offseason when you wondered about bringing it back. But with that playoff run, all right, well, we can't fire them now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3 weeks in. It's like all these coaches in the NFL, all right? All the stories this week about rookie quarterback, bad head coach gets fired. And, whether you're talking about Eberflus or your guy in Tennessee, Callahan, or, it's just like clean slate, let's go, as opposed to hanging on. Billy Napier is one that somehow has managed to save his job I don't know how many times. Now it looks like he could get fired this weekend. The win against Texas saved him for a week. And then the loss at A&M, and now the big money guys are like, you want us to keep donating? We need a change of leadership. And there are stories out there on Yahoo and everywhere else today talking about Billy Napier might not make the weekend.
That's the way it goes in today's college football. You need those people with deep pockets to keep ponying up the money so you can improve your team. And they haven't liked Billy Napier in a while. I mean, I don't know if he's just one of those. I don't know Billy Napier personally, never met him. I don't even really know much about him, but you think he's a donkey? Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that you can get that job and be a donkey, right? Now, you can become one once you have that job, but as you're working your way up and everything that it takes to get a head coaching job at that level, you can't be a total ass and get that. It's about results. And when you're at a place like Florida, and here's part of the problem in college football, there's about 40 places that feel like they should win a national championship every year. And their expectations are we win a national championship every year or you're out.
Well, And look, because players are being paid, I think it's appropriate. And that's why I think these coaches are getting fired as early as they are right now. A lot of these donors that we're talking about with Billy Napier ponying up a lot of money to bring these players in, expecting results. And I think you're going to see more of this from especially these bigger schools like an A&M or a Texas or a Florida, Tennessee, Alabama. And if you don't produce results, then they're going to find somebody. They're going to find somebody else.
Yep.
And they're not going to wait around a long time.
Which is why coaches have these massive buyouts in their deal. They know they're going to get fired. It's just a matter of when.
Well, and that's going to change, I think. I think you're going to see that change, or at least schools are going to try and have that change a little bit. We'll see, but college football is changing as we speak. Brian Schottenheimer probably doesn't have to worry about being fired this year. I think he's got the honeymoon period going there for a little while, so you don't have to worry about it. But he's got to worry about the Washington Commanders coming into Jerry World this week. Looks like he's going to get some reinforcements, though. We're talking about it when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me brag again about my Connecticut quality water softener. Love this thing. I really do. Been in the house now for a while, and it's just it's just so pleasant. It really is. And it's better than anything else I've ever had. And I've lived in houses with other water softeners, other brands, and they just don't hold a candle to a Connecticut quality water softener. That's why it is the most popular water softener on the market. And they've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. You don't plug this thing in. That's one of the things that I love about it, one of the many things. You don't plug it in. Doesn't run on electricity, but it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm telling you, get out of the shower, you feel better. Your hair feels better. Your skin feels better. Your clothes out of the washing machine feel better. The dishes in the dishwasher are cleaner. It is remarkable how this thing works. It is a fantastic product. And again, they've still got it going on, this promotion, which is unbelievable. You buy a Connecticut quality water softener, they're going to give you a reverse osmosis drinking station, and they'll install it right there at your kitchen sink. What does that mean for you? It means bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. You don't ever have to buy bottled water ever again. You've got it right there. You just turn on the tap. $400 trade in of your old water softener. They're going to give you that as well. And they're going to give you some free money. 0% interest for 12 months. You don't want to wait. Get it done. Treat you and your family. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This Sunday, I'll be out to Twin Peaks Park North as the Cowboys get set to take on Washington. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and we got your chance to register to win Epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've also got your chance to win tickets to go see All Time Low at the Boeing Center at Techport. So come hang out with us in the lovely lays at Twin Peaks this Sunday starting at noon. Grab a seat in a 29-degree beer and win some prizes just before the Cowboys kick off. That's this Sunday starting at noon at Twin Peaks Park North.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
George gets justice. You've heard the national lawyer ads. Same story, different name. But when you've been through something traumatic in San Antonio, you need a local team who fights for real results. That's why so many get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George is from here, listens to people, and fights to help them get their maximum compensation. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Presented by Just Spots. Pre-game at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, I saw a tweet from a good friend of yours, good friend of mine, David Chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to know, he asked a simple question, and I agree with him. He says, why is Wemby's height such a secret?
It's the Spurs, man.
I mean, Windhorse said he's 7'7".
Well, Boban says he looks up to him, and Boban's 7'4".
I don't understand why it's such a secret. So I saw that from Chance a minute ago, and I'm like, it's a damn good question.
You know,
I know he's taller than 7'3".
As a tall 5'7". You know, it's like that lady you meet that's 6 feet that wants to be known as 5'11" because she doesn't want to be a 6-foot woman. I deal with that with my niece, who, by the way, had her baby today. Congratulations, Bree.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Like 3:30 in the morning.
Boy, girl, what?
Little girl.
Little girl.
Little
okay.
girl.
All right. Congrats.
Little girl.
Yeah. It almost makes you a grandpa, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah, it kind of does.
No, it doesn't.
It's pretty damn close. I mean,
when
they call you Grandpa Minix.
No, I'm like, I don't know, Uncle Jason.
Uncle Jason. Okay. All right.
I don't know. What do you call your niece's baby? Granduncle? I'll just be the cool Uncle Jason in Texas.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good
question.
I have no idea.
See, we're trying to answer these questions.
Not close to being a grandpa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, you don't knock it till you try it. It's fun.
Okay, Grandpa.
That's right.
You know, by the way, it is Joe's day.
It is my day.
I just saw this.
Uh-huh.
I should have known this earlier.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, today is National Grouch Day.
Get off my lawn.
Embrace your inner grouch.
Well, I mean, I always do that. It's just like every day
a
is
day
grouch
that ends
day.
in Y.
I mean, you have to embrace your inner grouch. I mean, look, I can't help it that some of these people, not the listeners, but these stories just kind of irritate me. And I got to get it off my chest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Guys like R.J. Ochoa or you sometimes or Pledge sometimes. I mean, it's like you got to get it off your chest. You can't hold those things in.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. The anti-grouch that turns grouchy. I'm sure by now you all saw that story about Ashton Genty saving a restaurant from going out of business. A restaurant that provided him meals when he was a kid and his family didn't have any money. And this restaurant was on the verge of bankruptcy. And dude, gave him $98,000 to stay in business.
Nice.
Seems like it's one of those stories that's just going viral.
Yeah.
It ain't true.
It's not true.
Ashton said today that's not accurate. A lot of fake news out there.
Wow.
When he was asked about it by a reporter today.
Well, that's too bad because that would have been a hell of a story.
Well, it is. It's a great, and that's Jason Kelsey. I don't know what the stories were about him, but he posted something on Twitter a little while ago saying, "Hey, whatever's being attributed to me ain't true."
I think it was something bad about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl that was attributed to Jason Kelsey, and he says it's not true. So. I don't know. I didn't hear Jason Kelsey say anything bad about Bad Bunny, but I haven't listened to everything Jason Kelsey said.
Well, no, it's a tweet on social media that's going around, and that's part of what you read. But I saw that on Ashton, and I'm like, man, that's cool.
That is cool,
but it ain't true.
I'd have taken credit for that.
Of course he would.
Of course, and then if it wasn't true, I'd have written him a check. I mean, what $98,000 to that kid? He's doing okay.
He got $35 million.
Exactly.
He lives in Vegas.
Well, that would be tough for me to
yes.
do. But even with $35 million, that would be tough.
It just sucks when you see some good news and you realize it's crap.
Yeah,
not true.
Yeah.
I appreciate him saying no, that ain't true.
Well, it's true. Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Eagle would take credit for something.
Good for him and Ashton Genty because obviously he's an honest young man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good.
So
thing.
what does that say about you?
Well, I'm an old man, so I don't have to be honest anymore.
Really?
I can do whatever I can be grouchy and dishonest.
Shotty was pretty honest today when asked about CeeDee Lamb and what he needs to see from CD to make sure he's okay to play Sunday against the Command Skins.
Yeah, if he's breathing, I'd feel pretty good. Honestly, I mean, CD knows how to play football. If he runs around and catches a pass or two, I'm good.
Turpin, same kind of.
Yeah, the same. I mean, again, not much different. But the biggest thing, honestly, I make light of it because we're excited that they're trending to play and all that stuff. But the biggest thing is that there is a ramp up. I mean, can he play 85 plays if we have to? He probably would want to, but we'll be smart about what we do with them. And I just want to see really how they move today. But then it's almost like how they feel tomorrow, Todd. Like, hey, yeah, I feel really good, or I'm a little sore. I mean, those are things you're looking for. But with all three of those guys, coming back and trending into practice, we'll know more tomorrow.
That's got to be a really tough spot for a head coach because you want those guys playing. Obviously, you got Washington coming in, division game, and you want your best players out there playing. But if they're not feeling well, you don't want to take a chance on getting them hurt further where they miss more time. So that's a tough spot.
I just like, dude, what do you need? Has he got a pulse? He can play. I mean, that's the bottom line. The Cowboys injury report is out. I'm going to say something without verifying it. I believe this is the first time I have seen an injury report this year that does not have one DNP on it. Every Cowboy player, and it's a long list like a CVS receipt, but they're either limited or full. There's not one single DNP on today's injury report.
I can't recall seeing one that didn't have at least one DNP. So that's good news for the Cowboys, obviously. Kalen Carson full, Trayvon Diggs full, James Houston full. Everybody else limited, but still you got to figure if you're limited on Wednesday, you're going to be okay come Sunday.
Now, for the Washington, their DNPs list is long. These are all DNPs. Dorrance Armstrong, former Cowboy, DNP hammy. Jason Bates, Zach Ertz, non-injury related rest. like they're in the NBA. Drake Jackson, Javon Kinlaw, Von Miller, rest. Darren Payne, rest. Got a lot of rest games today.
Yeah.
Chris Rodriguez, calf. Tunsil, Bobby Wagner, all DNPs, but majority of those are rest.
Well, and keep in mind, they got a short week for them because they played on Monday night. So
yeah,
a little bit of a short week.
Yeah,
so.
McLaurin was limited with the quad.
I think he's going to try and play, and that's another situation that for Dan Quinn, do you rush him back or is he ready to go? But if he was out there, he was limited, we'll see what happens. Certainly the Cowboys don't want Terry McLaurin out there. That wouldn't be a good thing. They don't want McLaurin out there. Scary Terry. They're scary enough without him.
I mean, you look at this game. Washington on the road favored. Coming off of a loss. Quite frankly, a loss that not many people predicted. I know Greeny is running his victory lap, but not many people thought they were going to lose that game on Monday night.
Well, and they shouldn't have. I mean, Jaden Daniels has got to hang on to the football, even when it's wet. I mean, that was all on Daniels, that play. He fumbles the ball. Chicago gets it. They go down. They get the field goal to win it. Otherwise, Washington had that game. All they had to do was run out the clock.
That's all they had to do.
That's all they had to do. Well, Jaden Daniels had to hang on to the football. That's the first thing.
You think about plays in that game, that blocked field goal.
Yeah.
Because, and it's interesting because I'm not sure what the Cowboys are doing philosophy-wise based on last game, where they went for it a little bit more. They know they need touchdowns, not field goals. But you get near the logo and you're in Brandon Aubrey field goal range. But the longer the field goal, the lower the trajectory.
Yep.
The fact that Washington's special teams has gotten so close a number of times and gotten some blocks, you wonder how that factors in for the Cowboys' approach when it comes to long field goals with Brandon Aubrey.
Well, look, if the Cowboys are kicking field goals against Washington, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And it's the same thing in Carolina. The 2 field goals they kick, if they turn those into touchdowns, they win that game easily.
Yeah.
So they can't be settling for field goals. And I think that's where Schottenheimer is going to have to come up with some – well, he's going to have some guts. And I think on depending on where they are, obviously, and each situation is its own. But, I mean, you got to start thinking about going for it on 4th down a little bit more than you have. Field goals aren't going to get it done.
I appreciate the aggressiveness that Schottenheimer has shown. There are times where you get the points and go. I guess it depends on how long, 4th and what. You know, if you get CeeDee Lamb back, and by all indications he's going to play this week, and you get Turpin back, and you're not that far from getting Cooper Beebe off of injured reserve. What does he got to miss? One more game.
Yep.
But that line has done pretty well in pass protection.
Well, Booker should be back this week too. So,
and you got to figure they're going to run the ball better than they did last week.
They will
because there's been an emphasis on getting back to being better in the run game.
And the Washington run defense is not all that spectacular. So they should be able to exploit that, I hope.
But think about as great as George Pickens has been with CeeDee Lamb out, you add CeeDee back into the mix and Turpin back into the mix. You look at what Ferguson's done. I'm with you. There's not a reason to try a 50-some-odd yard field goal unless it's at the end of the half, right? Right. Not because you're not in this defense. You're around coaches enough and you can learn tendencies. Coaches that are willing to punt the ball, certain situations, and play the field position game have confidence in their defense.
Sure.
The fact that Schottenheimer, who has a hell of a punter, hasn't punted as much as you might think because they've gone for it on 4th down is because he knows that defense can't get a stop. And that's a problem.
Well, sure it is.
That like I can give it to you at the 42 or I can punt it down, and maybe you're at the 21. Either way, you guys are going to go score, right? So I'll roll the dices with my offense.
It's a matter of how much time are you going to take off the clock,
Yep.
the way that Carolina did at the end of that game. I think he's got to get aggressive. And here's a question, though, because this was brought up yesterday. Before CeeDee Lamb went down, George Pickens didn't do a lot. Think about it. He didn't. Will that change now when CeeDee Lamb comes back? Will George Pickens go back in the shadows?
I'd have to go back and look at each box score, but I think Pickens has about, well, he had touchdowns when CD was there, but Schottenheimer was asked something about that today. How does that affect George Pickens with the return of CeeDee Lamb?
Well, I think what George has shown us over the last couple of weeks is we can move him around. I think really, it took George a little while for us to be able to move him around. The one thing that George has proven over these last couple of weeks is our ability to move him around, which makes us more difficult to defend, because really CD was the guy we were trying to move around, right? And George was kind of at one spot. But, George has been terrific with us, putting him at different spots and different positions. And I think he kind of likes it because I think it holds his attention and keeps him dialed in. And but I think it's a great thing. And integrating them both in, and, there's one ball. We know that. And they're both really good players. So we'll, see where the defense makes the ball go.
Well, that's it. And so he's going to have a lot more options. And you hear what Shotty's saying. They're moving Pickens around with CD out. He's going to go back to just playing where he was. And I'm trying to go back here and find out some of these things, but it didn't seem to me that he had done much when CeeDee Lamb was healthy. So I just wonder if is that and maybe that's just rich people problems for the Cowboys on offense, that you've got a lot of other weapons that you can go to and you don't have to worry about it.
Well, and again, I think it's interesting when you look at, he had 3 catches in the first game for 30 yards, 5 for 68 and a touchdown in the second game against the Giants.
68 or 689?
Oh, Pledge put up 689.
Wow, 68. That's a hell of a day.
Against the Bears, 5 for 68. The Packers, 8 for 134 and 2. The Jets, 2 for 57. Only 2 against the Jets.
Now, when did CD go?
He got hurt in the Bears game.
In the Bears game.
On a run play.
Okay.
And then against the Panthers, he had 9 for 168 and a touchdown.
Right. Now, those were without CeeDee Lamb.
So the first game, he only had 3 catches. Second game, 568 and a touchdown with CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee got hurt early in the Bears game, if I remember correctly.
I believe it was,
and it was
yeah.
5 for 68. So the first game against the Eagles, and that was a weird game, especially in the second half after the lightning delay.
Yeah.
So, and being the first game, who knows? I mean, he's got to develop that trust. Lamb had 9 for 112 in the Chicago game before he got hurt, so it wasn't early.
Wow. Well, I think it was third quarter when he went out. I think he had a hell of a first quarter.
I don't remember.
Or early in the fourth, not sure.
All I know is I know somebody on this show named Joe never wants to see that play run again, although Brian Schottenheimer said today, you're going to be pissed off.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll start the game with it. But no,
why not?
Like I said, I have no problem with that call. Injuries, you hate to see them happen, but they happen, and yeah, we'll still use him in a multiple spots.
I had no problem with using him in multiple spots. The problem I have is lining him up in the backfield all by himself and running him between the tackles. The man is a wide receiver. You want to run a sweep with him around the edge, do that. You want to do some gadget type plays with CeeDee Lamb, fine. But you don't run that man up the middle all by himself in the backfield. That's just dumb. Just dumb. Yes. But, hey, Shotty, if that's what you want to do, buddy, yeah, you're the head coach. So
I knew.
You get it done.
You'd celebrate National Grouch Day at some point.
I'm going to celebrate it tomorrow, too, Minix, and the day after that. And every day that ends in Y. Why not? Here's something to be grouchy about, perhaps. Emails, text messages. Spurs are talking with Austin politicians in secret. perhaps, or something that maybe they didn't want to get out? What does all of that mean as we get ready to go to the ballot box October the 20th for early voting, November the 4th for the main day of election? We're talking about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, they've got everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at SASportsStar.com.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
It's football season and nothing beats fresh coffee, crisp air, and that locker room energy. Hey, it's Rob reminding you that Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit is just a phone call away. From Selma to San Antonio, it's luxury pet care for your four-legged MVP. With over 17,000 square feet of pet paradise, more than an acre of play outside, plus training and spa treatments, this is stadium fun for your furry family members. Call 210-750-1298. Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit, where every pet's a champion.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for. So don't wait. For this free information, call 800-422-8552. 800-422-8552. That's 800-422-8552. Not available in all states. Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Prepare for a cosmic convergence like no other. SpaceCon 2025, landing in San Antonio October 24th to 26th. Meet legends from across the galaxies. Elizabeth Olsen, Brie Larson, Paul Bettany, Ian McDiarmid, Karen Gillan, Carrie Ann Moss, David Duchovny, and more. I've been waiting 1 year for this. SpaceCon 2025. The universe is ready for you. Tickets available at spaceconsa.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $600 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got Major League Baseball playoff action in the ALCS. The Seattle Mariners hold a 2-0 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. That series coming back to Seattle tonight for Game 3. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. You can catch that game over on San Antonio's ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM beginning at 6:30 with the pregame show. LA Dodgers also hold a 2-0 lead over the Milwaukee Brewers.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day?
Hump day.
Hump day?
I hope
How do you catch Pledge off guard at the top of the hour?
I have no
Come
idea.
on, Pledge.
Hopefully, everybody's having a great hump day.
That was a fumble.
Well, it was. See, it's like I handed Pledge the ball and he fumbled it right there, and Chicago recovered. They went down and scored.
Wow.
Boom, just like that. It's okay.
So you're blaming? You're saying Pledge is Jaden Daniels in that scenario?
That's exactly what I'm saying, and I'm DeAndre Swift, and he didn't hand me the ball right.
Well,
I've been called worse.
Yeah. It's all good. It's a hump day. It doesn't matter. And if you're getting off work at 5 o'clock, congrats. Your hump day is basically over. You're sliding into the weekend just like that. And we appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and been a good hump day.
Yeah.
Although I don't like some of the stories that I see today. Well, one in particular, and that involves our San Antonio Spurs. Not good.
Not good.
Not good. It's not good.
What's not good about it?
Well, I don't like it because they're sending emails and text messages to Austin politicians.
Okay.
I don't like that. Although I don't blame them. But
now,
you gonna explain this, Minix?
Gonna try.
All right, go ahead.
Gonna try.
Yeah.
And I understand the very sensitive nature, especially when it comes to Austin.
Yes.
Because it's Austin.
It's Austin.
Headline on KSAT. Emails and texts reveal Spurs private outreach to Austin mayor as SA Arena funding vote looms. Okay. I mean, this is true. There is a vote that looms, and there were emails and text messages from the Spurs to Austin politicians. None of it has anything to do with the vote coming up in November or any potential move to Austin. Since they do play a couple of games there every year, which still pisses off a lot of you people, including me. I don't like home games in Austin, although I do understand why the Spurs do that is they try to expand their footprint and all that. Although
it's business.
It is a business.
I get it.
And they are trying to grow, and they do have some rich dudes that are part of the ownership group that live in Austin. So I get it. I'm not a fan of it, but I understand what they're doing. The trove, as it's written in this article, of text messages and emails between Spurs executives and the mayor in Austin, some of his staff, and all that. From what I can tell in this article, they've been going on for a couple of years, and they really have nothing to do with the new arena. In fact, in the summer of 2023, Mayor Olage received an email invitation to a downtown San Antonio event to welcome superstar Victor Wembanyama. Cool. That same year, Peter J. Holt personally invited Watson to an exclusive after-party following one of the team's Austin games. Okay? In March of 2024, R.C. Buford emailed Watson, the mayor of Austin, for a unique opportunity to hear from Spurs leaders and players about their presence in Austin. Okay?
So you're saying this is nothing but clickbait from KSAT. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's investigative journalism. Sure. I mean, clickbait. Yeah, I guess that's what we call it today.
Well, what I don't like is they had private outreach. When I hear private, it's like, we're the wife over here, and Spurs are reaching out to their mistress in Austin. It's a private outreach.
Now, anytime you're emailing a politician, it is subject to an open records request. And I say politician, you can email somebody that works for a school district. Like every email I've ever sent to a high school coach to their school, it's subject to open records investigation. So I would like to think that there are phones and or emails that they would have if they were talking about something they didn't want an investigative reporter to get, right? But there was nothing in this other than relationship building, which is a red flag and a concern and should be, knowing the vote that's going to happen and our general fears of the Spurs moving up I-35. And I think that's all it is. I think to steal a line from our current mayor, this article operates in the place of fear. If you're operating in that area and you read this, your reaction is going to be very different than mine, which is like, yeah, there's nothing here that is alarming to me other than they play some games up there and they invited politicians and city leaders to a party and or having all the right people in the room as you're trying to do more business in that city.
Look, I get it. It is business, and Austin has some deep pockets up there. I mean, there's a lot of corporate dollars in Austin. I totally get it. I'm saying it's just when you find stuff like that it obviously Collier was digging around from KSAT and found these things. And so, but it should concern people. And what you add that to the fact, when we talked to R.C. Buford last week, and we asked him the question straight out, you guys aren't going anywhere, are you? Well, we're just hoping for a positive result in this election. So there was no denial. And again, the Spurs have never threatened, to my knowledge, to move, and never that I am aware of. And so in that concern, I'm not concerned. What concerns me, though, is you're talking to Austin, and there's going to be other people that are going to come calling. They will. They're going to come calling. And the fact of a Texas San Antonio Center for Public Opinion Research poll found that 40% of likely voters support Prop B, 46% do not. And there's about 14% undecided.
Yep.
That's a little worrisome.
It is. And that's why voter turnout is going to be such a key part of this election. Is 14% apparently undecided, which is a little surprising. But at the same time, I think that's realistic, which is why you see the Spurs trying to do so much outreach. I know they dropped a video today with Manu, and not threatening to move, and it's not time to play that card yet. If this article from KSAT, if Dylan Collier had found an email or a text message from Peter J. Holt or RC or Bobby Perez or anybody talking about, possible sites for a new arena, my reaction would be completely different. But in 2024, getting invited to a fancy gathering of rich people, that is an alarming and quite frankly, I think that's typical of how big business works.
Well, did Ron Nuremberg get an invite to a rich people banquet?
Well, he was not the mayor anymore, so.
Well, he wasn't then, but he was in 23.
Well, there's a chance that he probably was
I'm just wondering.
I mean,
because if I'm Nuremberg, I might be a little slighted that the mayor of Austin gets an invite and I haven't.
Well, it was the Austin post-game party. I don't know that Ron was there. But if he was, I'm sure he would have gotten invited to the party. It's almost like when when we had the Final Four here and tickets were bought to the game, for city council members or whatever. I mean, stuff like that happens in politics, right? With politicians. Like,
sure,
nothing in that article to me is alarming other than relationship building. And that's the part where you do get a little concerned. Because as former Mayor Henry Cisneros told us when he was on the Blitz a couple of weeks ago, November 5th, if the vote doesn't go the way the Spurs are hoping it goes, there's going to be a lot of phones ringing and probably emails coming in from other cities saying, hey, we got you.
Without a doubt.
Got you.
Without a doubt, there will be. Now, this is what scares me about this thing and why I was so concerned that they had to put this thing in two different props, A and B. In that same poll we talked about that more folks are against Prop B, they are for Prop A, which is more towards Bexar County, Frost Bank Center, Freeman Coliseum, and that stuff. So my fear is Prop A is going to pass, Prop B is not.
Man, it's gonna be interesting, and the way it's all written is a little confusing.
It is.
I don't know. And then I'm getting messages. Mayor Ron did a ton of things like this with the Spurs, especially when the Rock opened. I can't prove that or not, but I trust who just sent that to me.
Okay, well, that's good.
I mean, but I know politicians do politician-type things.
They politic.
That's it.
That's exactly what they do.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Manny, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. First and foremost, love the show. Keep going. My thing is, if the Spurs are so secretive and don't want to admit to Wembanyama's height, what makes you think that they didn't purposely leak this out? I mean, it's the Spurs way. I think it's a planted seed to put fear in the citizens that love the Spurs. And also, you guys touched up last week about voters who are for the Spurs and are for the project. They're in the mindset of, I won't vote, somebody else will do it. But if they leak this, then it puts that fear into the voters to be like, holy crap, they actually might leave to Austin. Let me get my butt up and go vote.
Manny,
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you, Manny. Appreciate it.
I'm trying to follow. All right. You think they leaked this just to get the concern level up?
Well, I mean, there's been stuff like that before. I don't think the Spurs leaked this, but I mean, it is. I mean, it's the time we live in. Sometimes you do things to get people thinking. I don't think the Spurs leaked this. I think Dylan Collier, who works for KSAT, is a fantastic reporter, and he dug this stuff up, and it's a good story, and we're talking about it, and everybody else is talking about it.
It's a great story, and there's a dude with the Spurs named Brandon James who knows everybody, and there's screenshots of all his text messages. Pop and I are hosting a private wine event in Austin for about 20 people. Would love to have you as my personal guest.
Sure. And again, I don't blame the Spurs for going after Austin. I don't.
But that was October of 2023.
I'm just saying, I don't blame them. But again, they're building those relationships. They've got them. Now, I don't know who the mayor of Austin's going to be, a year from now, 2 years. I don't know when they're voting for a new mayor in Austin. I don't really care. But the fact of the matter is, they're continuing those relationships as they should, because that's where the business is. That's where a lot of the money is. But it's just, you bring this up when we're, 5 days away from early voting starting.
Yep.
On these two propositions, and it makes people think. And if the Spurs did that, which I don't think they did, by the way.
But again, everybody has their own theories.
Sure. Look, if Manny's right, not about the leak, but if people don't get out that are for this thing, then we've got nobody to blame but ourselves.
Well, that's it. I mean, but that's every vote, every election. It's like legalizing sports gambling. I want it to go to a vote of the people, and I've said a gazillion times, if it goes to a vote and it loses, I won't be happy, but I'll deal with that better than just having one dude named Dan saying no, right? But then it comes down to voter turnout. on this one, it's too important to be lazy at the poll. Take the time and go. It's going to be interesting. I'm more interested to see, I'm almost as interested in voter turnout percentages versus whether this thing passes or not. Because there's a plan B ready to roll no matter what happens at the polls. The next steps, if this happens, we'll do this. If this happens, we'll go here, right? You just know that's in place. That's why, to me, I'm curious about voter turnout.
Well, and that's going to be interesting to see. And the problem is, go vote early. You can vote anywhere.
Yep.
I mean, you can vote anywhere. So it's convenience. So go vote. Get out. Do it early.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Greg, you're on the Blitz.
Hey, how you doing? So I love the show, guys. Thank you every day on my way to work. I listen to y'all. But foremost, I want to say, as soon as I found out there was a chance of the Spurs leaving, I was telling my wife, she's like, I don't care. I said, no, we're going to go and vote. You too. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everything. I love what y'all do. Y'all keep up the good work.
You're the man, Greg.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah. Make sure your wife votes too.
Yes.
Make it a date.
Yeah, a date.
Yeah.
We'll go vote and then head to Taco Bell.
Absolutely.
For my wife, that would be a perfect date. She loves Taco Bell.
I know your wife.
I only say that because it was mentioned, Justin Guerrero said Taco Bell was voted best Mexican restaurant once.
Mm-hmm.
No one voted. My wife loves Taco Bell,
She does,
man.
but not on date night.
No, not on date night.
Not on date night. She take her own wine to Taco Bell?
No. Well, she might. She might have a roadie. I don't know. It's possible. Well, we're going to vote. We already talked about it, and she's on board. She's voting for Prop A and Prop B. I suggest everybody do the same.
And then Taco Bell.
And then Taco Bell. Here we come, baby.
And make
to
sure
celebrate.
You don't go to Taco Bell first in case there's a line
Well,
at the polls.
Don't go to exactly. You may have to poo.
Yeah.
Uncontrollably.
What?
Yes.
Good Lord. Hey, Mario. Well, here on the Blitz.
Hey, guys. I like Taco Bell, too, but I wouldn't say it's the best Mexican restaurant in the world. But with the Spurs, this is kind of them asking the San Antonio to invest in them right now so that the long-term gains are going to be there. Because they're putting in $1 billion. That stadium doesn't even cost that much.
$2 billion.
You're putting in 2.1 for the overall project, at least.
For the overall project, but for the stadium. But they're saying, hey, help us out with this. You're going to get your money back from all the revenues and taxes on the tourism industry.
Well, absolutely, Mario. You're exactly right. And again, what we're voting on November 4th, there's no new taxes. There's no taxes on people. Had people yesterday in our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube chat talking about, well, this could go to the homeless or the infrastructure, and it can't.
Nope.
This is simply for this type of project, nothing else.
Money can only be used for venue-type projects.
Exactly right.
And if it doesn't get used in San Antonio, the state has earmarked this money for San Antonio. The state comptroller has. And if San Antonio doesn't use it, then that money will get used somewhere else in the state of Texas for convention centers or other kind of venues. And again, no taxes on San Antonio residents unless you choose to go get a hotel room in town. You go on a little staycation. And if you do that, you're throwing in a couple of bucks, and that is your choice. That is your choice. If you're completely against it, don't get a room downtown.
Yeah.
Don't go over to JW or whatever. But all of us don't have to pay for this. If you choose to go get a room, you have to go rent a car. Sure, you'll be contributing as a San Antonio resident, but the vast majority of us, no. And it's not any kind of tax burden on all the residents. It is a tourism tax. And you know what? You get a room downtown, you're playing tourist for a day.
Absolutely you are. And it's kind of fun to get a room downtown on occasion. It really is.
Win.
You know, if that doesn't pass, though, Minix, on November 4th, I'm going to be low, kind of like an all-time low
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, so we should lift people up right now.
Really?
Yes, and give them tickets to go see All Time Low at the Boeing Center at Techport October 26th. If you don't win tickets today, you can get them at livenation.com. Caller number what? What are you thinking?
Let's go caller 9.
Caller number 9. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 9. You get a pair of tickets to go see All Time Low October 26th. Good luck.
You know, fellas, if you're tired, unmotivated, just not yourself, it's not just aging. It could be low testosterone. The good news, you don't have to live that way. At Synergenics and Low T Center, they are testosterone replacement therapy experts, and they can help bring your energy back. Step 1 is simple. Get into the center and get tested. The test is free at Synergenics and Low T Center. The original MVPs of TRT, using only pharmaceutical-grade testosterone that's customized to the level that's right for you. Unlike some clinics that compound their testosterone, you always know exactly what you're getting. Another big win, they're one of the only providers that accept most major insurances. While other clinics and online services pile on all kinds of charges for labs and memberships and tests, Synergenics and Low T Center make it affordable and easy to get started, and more importantly, stay on treatment. They have clinics all over the San Antonio area, and you can choose to come into the clinic to receive your treatment or get treatment at home. And it's not just for men. They've helped countless ladies restore hormonal balance. Right now, get a free hormone consultation and free T-test, plus your chance to win signed sports memorabilia or tickets to a major sporting event. They have weekly winners. The best version of you is waiting, so reignite your energy. Get back to feeling like yourself. Get started by going to trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
This Sunday, I'll be out to Twin Peaks Park North as the Cowboys get set to take on Washington. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and we got your chance to register to win an Epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've also got your chance to win tickets to go see All Time Low at the Boeing Center at Techport. So come hang out with us in the lovely lays of Twin Peaks this Sunday starting at noon. Grab a seat in a 29-degree beer and win some prizes just before the Cowboys kick off. That's this Sunday, starting at noon at Twin Peaks Park North.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $600 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together, because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
All right, here's the part of the interview where we've got to be jerks and ask you about the defense.
Yep.
Can
we get that out of the way early next week? After we talk about Travis Kelce's
we talk about the important stuff first.
We like to lube you up and put you in a good mood.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, I want you to come see us tomorrow, because the Blitz is going to be live at Cigars International with our friends from Flight by Yingling. We're going to be live 2 to 6 doing the show out there at Cigars International, 5630 Landmark Parkway. We're getting you ready for a little Thursday night football. Pittsburgh traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, and, of course, Beer Santa is going to be there. Flight by Yingling all over the place. Prizes all over the place.
So you won't be thirsty.
No. So, and you know he's going to have some prizes, some Kanga coolers or something.
Yeah.
We'll be out there for sure. Cigars International tomorrow from 2 to 6. Come see us.
Absolutely. And, of course, you get the Old Man Bowl tomorrow night. What are we calling it? The Icy Hot Bowl?
I'm going to feel young watching that game. Between Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers.
You're probably about 20 years older than both of them.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm in much better shape.
Really?
Yeah.
Than a couple of NFL football players.
Look, it's going to be fun.
How's your elbow?
Joe Flacco, it's great. It doesn't look very good, but it's good. It's good shape. Yeah.
You hurt your arm, or what did you hurt the other day while you were doing curls?
My back.
Yeah.
But it's good now.
My back is bothering me today, and I don't know why.
You're old.
Maybe.
That's it.
Huh.
That's all there is to it.
You know, watching the Monday night game, a lot of people have been all over Troy Aikman. Maybe he was a little too critical of one Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And Ben Johnson defending his quarterback, although he's lying. Do you really think his kids are watching the replay of the TV broadcast while eating breakfast before school?
Dude, there's no way.
Right? Well, I heard some of it. No, just say you were watching the game. I don't know. But Caleb Williams today said that he didn't have his normal production meeting with Troy Aikman for Monday Night Football.
Did you meet with Troy last week leading up to the game?
I did not. I did not. I didn't get to meet with him. Tried to meet with him, and then reached out and tried to meet, and that didn't happen. And so, moved on from it. Went and played the game and came out 3-2.
Why did you not meet with him?
I was here late and timings didn't meet up, lifting or whatever the case may have been, and then tried to call him after the game, or not after the game, after the day, that day that I was supposed to meet with him, and it didn't get through.
Well, I mean, he's Troy Aikman, right? If you're supposed to meet with him, you meet with him. It's like you're a young kid, all right? Aikman's a Hall of Famer. He's got to put his foot down, Minix.
Those production meetings are so scheduled and important. and I know a lot of people are going to hammer Caleb Williams for this, but you got to look at the Bears PR department. When that schedule is set, these guys, here, and here. Now, if he knows, and I don't know what his relationship is with the PR guy, but hey, you've got a Zoom call with Troy Aikman at 6 o'clock, you're going to be there. And I'm wondering how long Troy stayed there waiting. But Troy isn't the only one on those, right? Normally, unless they had something scheduled for the side.
Was Buck not in on those either?
Well, I mean, he would normally be. That's what I mean. It's, I don't, unless they have something on the side. But to me, that's as much on the Bears PR department to make sure that gets done, unless Caleb said, no, I've got it, and just blew off Troy Aikman and then tried to call him later. And Troy, he might have been a couple of eights in and said, no, I can't take that call.
A couple of eights in.
Well.
Look, I don't know what happened, but the fact,
Troy was overly critical of Caleb Williams in that game.
You think overly critical?
More so.
I don't think he was overly critical.
Troy Aikman, to me, is the best in the business doing what he does because he doesn't pull any punches.
Exactly.
And he tells it like he sees it. And even I thought he was a little overly critical of Caleb Williams.
I didn't hear it like that. I thought he was spot on. I thought he was spot on. And look, I mean, Troy Aikman's a quarterback. Who better to criticize a quarterback than Troy Aikman?
No, I agree. But, I mean, he doesn't pull punches.
No.
And I was like, man.
And I think that's the way he should be. And I think people appreciate it. I appreciated it. Caleb came into the NFL, and a lot of it, I give Caleb a pass because Matt Eberflus was horrific. And he should have been fired before Caleb came in. They should have hired somebody already. Now they've got a guy in there that can help Caleb grow a little bit. So in Ben Johnson. So I think that will happen. But, I mean, Caleb's got to do what he's got to do too. And I think he is getting better. But he's still got a little road to travel before he's there.
I don't care if it was Troy Aikman doing the game or Dan Orlovsky. You got your production meeting. You've got to do your production meeting. It's weird not to have it. It's weird for them not to connect. But I still, Bears PR and the ESPN producers have to coordinate that better. It's very odd. Maybe there's nothing to it, and it is innocent as Caleb is like, yeah, I knew I had to call. I was watching film, lost track of time, tried to call him later, and he didn't answer. Maybe it is that simple. It just seems odd. Almost as odd as some of these AI videos. See that video I just sent you?
I was just looking at that.
These AI videos have to stop because there's enough of you out there that are going to think this is real. There is a video that looks eerily real as the Chiefs on Monday night, Patrick Mahomes takes the final knee in victory formation, taking off his helmet, hugs the referee, they kiss on the mouth, and then he whips out some money, cash money, and hands it to him, and then they dance around. I mean, and the sad part is somebody's going to see that and think it's real.
Absolutely. People already think that. I saw one earlier in the week. It was Travis Kelce with like a credit card. The official had a credit card machine.
Oh, yeah?
And
Apple Pay? Boop, boop.
Kelce was swiping his credit card. It is unusual, okay? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it certainly is unusual to have an entire football game go with no penalties.
Mm-hmm.
None. So, look, people have been thinking that for years, and they're going to keep thinking it, and that's the way that it goes. And unfortunately for those people that don't like Kansas City, guess what? They're about to get a lot better.
Uh-huh.
So
I was good with that until they kissed on the mouth. That to me is too far. Throw a flag.
Yeah, we didn't need that. I don't know who plugged that into the AI. Yeah, get a little kiss on a little peck on the mouth.
Maybe kiss my bobo.
My goodness. NFL action. It gets started tomorrow, which is great. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, and it's a game that sounds awful, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it, and we'll talk a little bit about that. The Old Man Bowl. I know a lot about old men, so we'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you are having issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and at Quartermoon, they are green certified. It's October 15th. Time to get your heater tuned up. At Quartermoon, they got great maintenance programs that ensures you're going to be ready for when it's time to actually use your heater. Call Quartermoon at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down! It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right. Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Presented by Just Spots. Pre-game at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
See, Minix, there's just some things that I won't do. Like, I'm not going hiking.
Oh, stop.
I'm not going hiking,
Here
especially in Canada. I just had a thing pop up on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
2 hikers were attacked by a grizzly bear,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in bad shape. And they're not dead, according to the story, but I mean,
Not yet.
Not yet, but they're attacked by a grizzly bear. So why the hell? I mean, it seems like you go out and on a trail, you're just like advertising. Here I am, Mr. Bear, come eat me.
So that's the reason. Because you read a random story in Canada that somebody got attacked by a bear. Now you won't go hiking.
Well,
when was the last time
I wouldn't go hiking anyway?
There you go. You didn't need a reason.
Well, that just enforces my said thing for not going hiking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just, man, can you imagine being just walking along, minding your own business? Here comes a damn grizzly bear. You can't outrun that thing. I guess you just got to outrun your friend. Right? I mean, no. Pledge. Maggie said, let's go hiking. No. We're not going hiking.
You're not.
No.
You're not.
It's not happening. Maggie knows that.
You're a dumb butt.
Uh-huh. You going hiking if Joanna said, hey, let's go hiking?
I mean, sure. I've gone hiking. I've
Where?
I've gone hiking
in the park around the corner.
No, I've got. I mean, I could. I've gone hiking in Arizona. I've got a kid that lives in Phoenix. Lots of places to go hiking there.
Are there bears in Arizona?
No, there's coyotes and there's rattlesnakes.
I'm not. There's just too many things that can go wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, you get on an airplane. You've seen those fall from the sky.
Well, there's no grizzly bears on there or rattlesnakes.
There could be, right? Did you see the what's the word I'm looking for? That helicopter that crashed in L.A. the other day at the beach?
I did not.
Oh, that's scary video.
Have you ever been? I've never been on a helicopter. Yeah, I know you have in the Navy, but I've never been on a helicopter.
You've never been on a helicopter?
I shot a promo one
Channel
time.
5 had a helicopter.
I know. I shot a promo one time. It was a Friday Night Football promo, and the chopper was involved. But before I got on the chopper, you cut, and then so I never got on the chopper.
Helicopters are cool, man.
I bet they are. I'm not opposed to it. I would do that.
I even did the helicopter tour in Las Vegas one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That was fun.
All right, yeah.
I used to hang
absolutely.
out of helicopters taking pictures and videos while I was in the Navy.
Yeah, but you were strapped in, right? You weren't just hanging out.
No, you're in a harness hanging out of a CH-46.
Well, I don't know what that is, but I'm just saying you're in a harness. So you're not going anywhere.
Well, you're dangling below a helicopter.
In a harness.
Well, yes. I mean, ask Anthony Richardson. Sometimes those bands can break and then break your eye. Let's talk about it on our injury update. Brought to you by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Dr. Jeffery Shroff joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. One of the more bizarre injuries, and it's just this kid's luck. Fluke accident. Anthony Richardson working with the resistance band that offered no resistance and broke his orbital bone in his face. Huh?
Yeah. So sounds like you said, a kind of a freak accident. Sounds like he hooked it to something, was pulling on it, and then it came off the wall and snapped back into his face. But yeah, definitely a strange injury. He's actually lucky that there wasn't any sharp point. I mean, the orbital bones obviously surrounds the eye, so he could have done. It doesn't sound like he did any damage to his actual eye itself, but yeah, definitely something that's going to need some time to heal. And he may need some protection for his face for a little while.
Now, Doc, I'm curious about this. Nothing. I'm assuming there was nothing hard on the end of it, the part that hit him in the eye. A rubber band, and I know those things are pretty thick and they're pretty strong, but just that hitting your eye can fracture it?
Well, I think what it sounds like is the thing it was anchored to pulled off the wall, like the bar that he had it on. So I think it was like a hard bar, whether it's metal or plastic or something. I think that's what hit him, at least from the description I read. Yeah, I mean, normally you wouldn't think that just the elastic band itself would be able to break a bone, but yeah.
A lot of four, and again, weird injuries. How difficult, or do you believe? Juwan Jennings from the 49ers says he is playing with 5 broken ribs and high and low ankle sprains.
Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to know without seeing the imaging itself. But I mean, rib fractures themselves are very painful, and especially when you get multiple of them kind of stacked up on top of each other. 5 in a row would be, a pretty major injury to the chest wall, and that can make it hard to take big deep breaths, let alone be out there taking hits and running hard and breathing hard. So again, it's hard to speculate without seeing the imaging, but it sounds a little crazy, and especially on top of that, having a low ankle, or I mean, guys play with ankle sprains all the time with taped up ankles, but the rib fracture sounds pretty intense.
So, well, Doc, kind of sounds like one of those fishing stories, doesn't it? You make it sound, I caught a big 20-pound bass, and you only really caught a little perch. And that's kind of what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I know he's struggled with injuries on and off, so it may be trying to justify some of the time he's taken off, but it's hard to tell. I mean, whenever patients come into the emergency department with rib fractures, it's important to we admit them to the hospital usually and make sure that they're on strong pain medication, because like I said, it can be really painful to take even a deep breath. So sometimes they can get pneumonia or other things just because they're not wanting to expand their lungs because of the pain. So I can't imagine playing football with rib fractures.
Doc, I got to ask you about Fred Warner. And I mentioned this to Jason the other day when we heard about it. And I don't know how you doctors deal with just listening, because it kind of gives me the creeps just saying it. Fred Warner suffers a season-ending injury with broken and dislocated ankle. Now, I'm not sure. I guess I can see how that could happen, but that sounds really bad.
So I mean, definitely a severe injury. But we do see it fairly commonly, or I guess I don't want to say commonly, but we see them from motor vehicle accidents or bad falls and things like that, and sometimes in sports. But essentially, the bones around the ankle, are attached to very strong ligaments that hold the ankle in place, and so if you break them and injure the ligaments to a severe enough degree, essentially the ankle bone can dislocate and slide out of position. But yeah, definitely something that's going to need surgery to stabilize the bones and stabilize the ligaments while they heal, and yeah, going to definitely end his season for sure.
When you hear, oh, surgery went well, what are you guys looking for? What determines surgery went well? Because very rarely do you hear surgery went bad.
Yeah. So I mean, from the standpoint of, from a sports medicine standpoint, certainly just that the patient came through surgery without any major, medical complications. That's always obviously number one priority. But from an orthopedic standpoint, if you're dealing with a fracture, just that the fracture came together nicely and you got nice stable fixation, so you're confident that's going to heal. And in terms of like a ligament injury, that there weren't any issues in terms of reconstructing or repairing the ligaments. I mean, in all honesty, it's our job to not really leave the operating room until things have gone well, right? So very rarely do you come out and tell a patient, oh, surgery didn't go well. I mean, unless there's significant extenuating circumstances.
Well, and could surgery not going well? I don't know if you read about Browns receiver David Bell, who announced on Tuesday he was retiring because of a surgical complication that would have made it life-threatening for him to play football again. He had some sort of off-season surgery, nature of which wasn't disclosed, did it with an independent surgeon after he had recovered from surgery in September to repair a dislocated hip. Because it was non-football, the details are kind of slim, but I'm thinking, what the hell happened to this guy?
So I hadn't heard about that one. If it was a complication from surgery that would make playing football difficult, it could be, certainly if you have some kind of arterial injury, like especially when you're dealing with hip surgery, there's major nerve structures around, and there's major blood vessels. So if you do damage a blood vessel during surgery and they need some kind of vascular reconstruction or graft, or there's a major nerve injury that needs to be repaired, and that repair, or that kind of how delicate the vascular nerve repair is, could preclude playing a contact sport like football. And from a pure fracture standpoint, you would think that, in the end, when things have healed, you would try to get somebody back, but it's hard for me to know for sure. I mean, just from a fracture standpoint, people can have ongoing pain and ongoing issues where they can't get back, but it's hard for me to think of a situation where you'd say, oh yeah, you really can't play, unless there was something, the fracture was very challenging to fix or wasn't able to be fixed.
Definitely an interesting story that I'm sure there'll be some follow-up to,
sure,
and
yes.
maybe even some lawsuits. Dr. Jeffery Shroff, I always appreciate the knowledge and the insight.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it. Our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Dr. Shroff and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Extra innings with Pledge. You got a show tonight, Pledge? So that's coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Be sure and join AJ and Rob, or I think it's just Rob, tomorrow morning on the Morning Huddle. He'll get you going and get you started. We're going to be live at Cigars International with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Come out and see us. We're doing the Blitz out there from 2 to 6. In the meantime, have a great night, everybody.
Our polls are the best.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.